Wait for another minute or two and then we will start. All right, so hello everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, depends on how you see it. So my name is Omkar Joshi. I'm a co-instructor and co-faculty of this particular course. So I will be handling today's session. I hope I am audible. And we'll go in the same fashion you all have done CT course. So you should know how the live sessions are conducted. So we'll follow that same method. If you have a doubt, please raise your hand and we'll follow that order. Whoever raises hand first will get the first chance to ask the doubt. All right. So please, whoever has a doubt, you can raise your hand. Anyone? No doubts? Okay. At the very beginning of the session, am I audible? Anyone?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Okay, so no doubts, I believe. The very beginning of the session, no doubts. Okay, then shall we close the session?
Sir, I have a few from graded programming assignment.
See, graded programming, you know, right? Graded assignments we cannot discuss before deadline. So I can help you up to certain extent, but if you are looking for answers, then that's something I can't provide you before deadline.
Not the answer, actually. I just wanted to get to know how to approach that particular question.
Again, it's the same thing, but okay. Tell me what your doubt is. Then maybe I will see how much I can help.
Yeah. So I have a doubt in graded programming assignment number 6.
GRPS 6. Okay.
So actually, I was not able to frame the code as to like the logic, basically, like how to arrive at the correct output.
Okay. See, think it. I mean, I just give you one hint that don't think it in a programming perspective. Think about that particular question in a mathematical perspective. Okay. That's all I can tell you. And apart from that, it's not a complicated code. It's just Actually, I mean, yeah, there is some thread going on discourse where there is some competition being, somebody is saying I did it one line, somebody did it in two lines, somebody did it in three lines, and so on. So that's the way it is. It's that simple code. You can actually do it in one line, but I will advise better. I mean, as a good programming practice, it's better to code that in three lines. That much only I will say, but beyond that, it is that simple code. Okay, so it's not something. Okay, I will give you maybe a couple of lines of code and rest you can figure out. Even that's not possible because, as I said, it's just a one-line code if you think in that direction. So as I said, don't think it in a programming manner. Think it like a mathematical question.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so Devansh, right now I am not sure what more I can tell you on that front. It's not that complicated. Once you know the answer, you yourself will know that it was so basic question. Okay. Just as maybe we'll have enough time. I mean, the submission deadline is next Wednesday, right? So you have more than 8 days. So I mean, think about it a bit harder. Okay, it's not at all complicated. It's just
Okay, sir, I'll try.
one question. Yeah, sure. And for others also who may not have looked at that particular thread, the question doesn't require any advanced concept which we have not studied. Whatever you have studied in week one, those concepts are sufficient enough to solve every question in week one. Be it a PPA or GRPA or a practice assignment, grade assignment, doesn't matter. If it's in week one, whatever we have learned in week one is sufficient enough to answer all those questions. All right. So think in that direction. Okay. Next is Anushri.
Sir, I'll post something in the chat. Can you please tell me how you can print it?
Okay, sure. Before that, I'm seeing there are Ravi posting a lot of WhatsApp links and so on. Make sure you're not spamming here because we are recording everything. And please follow the IRTM guidelines and do not spam in this particular, meeting. Everything is recorded. So make sure nothing goes against you just because you are spamming with some unofficial groups in this particular manner. Okay. So others, I mean, you have done one term here, so you should know that there is no official Telegram channel, Telegram group, or WhatsApp group, nothing of that sort. We have only Discourse, and that's the only official channel out there where we can communicate. So everything else is just fake or some unofficial thing. So make sure you don't get into all those stuff. So Ravikant, make sure you don't do this. Okay, yeah. So Anushri, I saw. Okay, so your question is about how to print single quote or double quote. That's your question, I believe, right?
At the same time, yeah.
Yeah, at the same time. Okay. All right, fine. Have you came across anything where such requirement was there?
No, not really, but I was just curious to know.
Okay, what all things you have tried? So maybe if you can tell me that, then maybe I'll hint you towards the answer rather than giving you directly.
Yeah, I tried putting it in, like, if it's just the double quotes, then the single quotes would be enough. And if it's just the single quotes, then double quotes is enough. But when they both are used together, if I use it in a single quote, then the first single quote is taken as the end of the.
Of course. I mean, that's how it should be, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Correct. Then?
And if I use it like, if I put it as two things, then there's a gap space in between. Like if I, so I don't know.
Sir, can I try answering this?
Yeah, please go ahead. Who's that?
Can we, sir, I'm Shreya.
Yeah, Shreya, go ahead.
Sir, can we put the whatever we want to print in triple quotes and print it out?
Yeah, I mean, that is possible. What you're saying is create a string out of it and print that string, right? That's what
doc string.
Yeah, the doc string. I mean, that's again something which we have not yet covered. But we actually do not have to do all that. There is alternative way to do that. I do
Oh,
this.
okay. Okay, sir.
I mean, this is something which we will be studying in upcoming week. But anyways, if I mean, it's a very basic question, so I don't mind answering it. Okay, so let's see. Okay. So inside this single quotes, I can always print a double quote, right? We'll
Yeah.
do it step by step if somebody hasn't understood it. So inside single quotes, I put double quotes, so I'm able to print it. Is it visible, right?
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Yeah. Other way around, if I want to print single quote, then I can inside double quote, I can put a single quote. And okay, I mean I put two, but yeah, anyways, that's what we can do. So this combination we can use. But now the question is, what if I want to print both, right? This is what I want to do. Maybe I'll put some characters as she did so that it's better. See, if you see this, now the string starts with double quotes, it ends with double quotes. And because of the C is not recognizable here, because the double quote starts here, double quote ends here. So only this much part is considered as a string, and whatever is after that, right, this C space and double quote, it becomes becomes some kind of a error over there, right? Because this is one string, and this actually string starts with this code, but there is no ending of it, and this C is some garbage character coming in between. So to do this, there is something called as something like this. This is the way to do it. Put a backslash followed by whichever character you want to print, and that will solve your problem. Okay. So this is something. It's I think I only have recorded. It's called character escape sequence, and it's I think they're in week 2 or 3. I don't remember exactly. But I remember in one of my videos on this, it's covered. So it will come, but yeah, it's that simple. Just put a backslash and that will take care of it.
So what if you have to print the backslash as well?
I mean, yeah, you can print backslash, right? This is how you can always print backslash. What's the problem with backslash?
No, like if you have to print a
becomes
backslash and a quote.
Let's see what happens.
Require another backslash. Sir.
I think I made a mistake somewhere. Yeah, somebody was saying something.
Yeah, I was saying that for that double quotation mark, we will need another backslash.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So this is how you can do it.
Okay, sir. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
So I think you wrote double quotation A backslash single. Could you please write what I'm saying? Sorry.
Yeah, sure. Tell me.
Second, double quotes A backslash single quote. So why do we need a backslash for the single quote?
So in this case, it's not required. What if you want to print double quotes inside double quotes? Then you will need it.
Okay, so
see, let me repeat what original question was Anushri asked. In a single string, what if I want to print single quote as well as double quotes? Then how to do it? Now I can easily print single quote within double quote, right? That's possible.
Yes, sir.
But if I, instead of single quote, if I want to print, let's say double quote, then the outer thing I will change it to single quote, right?
So because just now, while explaining, I think you put the backslash behind the single quote also and the double quote also. So I was just wondering why.
Okay, so the point is, if you want to print see, it's a single quote. I mean, the string is enclosed inside a single quote, correct? And within this, I also want to print a single quote. It will not work, right?
Yes, sir.
Of course, it will not work. But if I put a backslash followed by single quote, it will work. That's the point.
Okay, sir.
So that backslash will not be treated as a character, but backslash followed by single quote. So this particular quote will be considered as a part of the string, not like a closing of the string, because of the character which came before that, which is backslash.
Okay.
Okay, so this backslash tells Python that the next character, you should not treat it as the end of the string. You should treat that as a part of the string. That's how this code gets printed over here.
Okay, sir.
Okay, and that same thing with double quotes. All right.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Next, so Anushri, your doubt is clear?
Yes, sir, it's clear. Thank you.
Okay, sure. Thanks. So next we'll move to Jayant.
So my question is again regarding to GRPA. It's a generic question, of course, nothing specific to any specific question. Though it was clearly mentioned that the concept needs to be solved from whatever has been taught in week 1. Now, my question is if, any code can be written in different ways, of course. Correct. So if I use something which is an advanced concept, let's say, which possibly would be covered in week 2, week 3, or week N. Correct. Would I still be graded for that specific answer?
Yeah, you will get full marks. See, if all the test cases are passing, you will get full marks. Okay.
Okay, so it is not necessary to stick to whatever has been
taught
in.
No, it's not. See, we can't force people to write a code in a certain way. We want a particular problem statement to be solved. And some test cases should be passed based on the given code, right? Beyond that, how to solve that problem is up to individual person. I mean, right now at week 1 level, there may not be multiple solutions. I mean, in one odd occasion, there might be with some advanced concept. But once we start in maybe week 4, week 5, or week 6, there will be some complicated, may not be that complicated, but there will be some lengthy code, maybe 10, 15, 20 lines of code. And everyone will have their own approach of solving that question, right? So we will not force anybody to stick to a particular method, okay? Unless and until your code achieves the purpose and it solves all the test cases, you will get full marks. That's how this auto grading will work. Okay? Unless and until it is explicitly mentioned, right? In some cases, in advanced concept, there will be like, now you have done CT, so you know what is the procedure, right? So in some question, it will be explicitly mentioned that you have to write a procedure, and maybe you have to write a recursive procedure. It is explicitly mentioned, then you have to write that procedure. Otherwise, none of the test cases will actually pass. That's something we will configure question in a certain way that you will have to implement it in a particular manner. If explicitly nothing is mentioned, then you can go ahead and execute it. And the easiest way is if test cases are passing, you are getting marks. Okay.
Okay.
So it's that simple.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure. Thanks. Okay. Next is Shreya. So you have another doubt, or it's already clear?
Sir, it's something that's not related to what we're learning. It's like related to my grade. So last semester I took Python, and I was able to clear both the theory papers, but I was not able to clear like both the OPPs.
Okay.
Because I was not doing well. So
okay, so you're repeating this time, right?
Yes, sir. But like I think Bharti ma'am mentioned in one of the sessions that we only need to, I only need to write the OPPs again.
Correct. I mean, that depends on how, you had a choice. I don't know how you have registered for the course. See, if you have cleared both, your theory part is clear, right? Quiz 1 and internals is clear,
Yes, sir.
right? Only OPP is pending.
Yes, sir.
So you get a choice. Either you repeat only OPP or you repeat the entire course.
Sir, in the registration form, there were only two options for Python. One was makeup exam and one was repeat full course. So I'm not clear on whether the makeup exam refers to the OPPs.
Yeah, makeup exam refers to the OPP only.
Oh, okay. So because my final exam marks are not being shown on the portal.
Okay.
So I was a little confused because
I mean, what option you selected? Do you remember that?
yes, sir, I selected makeup exam.
Okay, then you will have to do only OPP as far as I know. Just check once with support team, but that's how it is. See,
Sir, they can
yeah,
give you a favorable response. I checked with them.
yeah, see, right. You haven't received any response, right?
No, sir. They're saying
Okay.
refer to the student handbook.
Okay, so you have student handbook, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
for
sir.
one
I'll go through it again.
Sir, in orientation session, sir, professor actually talked about that you have to give if you I mean opting for whole course you have to go through assignment and everything. But
Yeah, definitely. I mean that is obvious. I mean you have to repeat everything as a fresh course, as if you have never done it before.
Yeah,
But
and
that
if you're opting for the other option, then you have to give the end term exam. You are just giving end term exam only.
So makeup exam refers to end term exam.
Yes.
No, I don't think it will be makeup exam
Because
okay.
Sir, I was also confused because my grade was given as I. And
No,
it
was only OPP exam only. It's for makeup exam.
Makeup exam means some people
OPQ.
might have not attempted or end term, and other part they have attempted. For them, may also end term they can give. And OPP exam who has got I grade and failed in OPP, that's why they have given I grade. Matlab they have not completed it. So you have to give either OPP or end term.
So makeup exam.
No, I also got I have given OPP exam and I have scored well in 75% marks. But I due to my high fever I couldn't attend that exam.
End term exam.
End term exam.
So for you also makeup exam is there. You have to give only end term.
That's why I'm saying that. That's why I asked this question particularly, and that they said the only end term exam. So OPP exam is not there. So in that case, what happened? I whether sitting. I have to sit for the whole term, and in December.
Yeah, you have to wait for the end term. That is the rule.
So instead of that, it would be better if I will.
I can reattempt.
Reattempt the exam.
Even I got I grade, so I inquired about it. So they were telling this to me.
So the name is common, like either for OPP or NTOM.
Yeah, it's a makeup exam. You are just doing it.
Let me tell you. I mean, the way you can see it is like, see, you have completed most of the thing, but some small component was pending from previous term, which you want to make up in this particular term. That's how you should look at it.
Okay, so sir, for this semester, do I only do the PPAs and GRPAs?
Actually, you don't have to, right? Because your assignment score, those things will be taken from previous term, right? This term you just have to do OPP. There will be 2 OPPs, right? Those alone you have to.
Sir, it depends what she has opted during
that's what I asked her, right? Whether you what exactly you have opted. Have you opted for repeat or makeup?
Sir, makeup exam.
Makeup, right? Then it's up. I mean, then OPP is only component which is pending for you, right?
So we can. Then you can ask the supports team.
Yeah, that's what I said. I mean, these are these are operational.
These are technical. We don't want to misguide you.
Sir, actually, the
support team is not responding. So from the last 1 week,
I'll tell you. That's what I was saying. In the last couple of days, support team is very busy because it's the beginning of the course, right? There are some around 10,000 plus students who just entered the qualifier exam, who are about to write the qualifier exam. They know nothing about our program.
Sir, actually the thing is that support team, sir, when I called support team, they pick my call. Yeah. But the thing is that they can't able to give information properly, sir. Actually, they always say that we will get back to you after we got your query, and after that we get back to you. But they never get back to us. That's the problem.
Okay.
So you ask them in mail.
Even I have written the mail, sir.
See, write the mail to them. The thing is, right now they are so overwhelmed with the number of queries they get every day, right? the first week of every new term will be like that. It will be complete nightmare on the ops side because of new qualifier students coming in. So they will not know even, they will not know anything at all. I mean, it's
moreover, if they have to write end term or OPP, just by that time they can, for practice, they can do this assignments also.
Yeah, so you do.
Anyhow, within 15 days, your doubts will be cleared. They won't leave you like that.
So what Sachi is saying is absolutely correct. There might be some delay and it might be even over a week, but they will respond back. And trust me, right now they are receiving thousands of emails every hour. Okay, so it's very hard to respond to every single mail, within a short period of time. So there might be a delay, and it happens in the first week of every new term. So there might be a delay, but anyway, you start doing PPA, GRPA anyway. It will not go in vain, right? It's just for your own practice. Whether it's actually mandatory or not, do it for your own practice, right? So continue to do that. Yes, yeah.
So if it's a makeup, if we selected makeup exam, will they be reconsidering the scores for GRPs and PPs, or it will be the original?
That's what even I'm not sure about it, and I don't want to misguide you with some information.
Oh, it's
right?
perfectly fine, sir.
Yeah, so because see, I mean, that's why there is a separate team handling all these things, and instructor do the teaching or the the course related stuff. So to be honest, I mean, even I have to clarity on that. So better you talk to support team, or maybe I will tell you there are some sessions happening, some open sessions are happening where you can join and ask these support related queries. Are you guys aware of that?
No, sir.
Yeah, today also these sessions were there. I don't know whether they ended. I think 2 consecutive days they are there. Let me just check and let you know. But that's the place where support team will be live in a Gmeet throughout the day. I mean, during the office hours. So maybe that's the place where you can get a quick response.
Okay, sir.
Okay, yeah, today it was 10 to 6. Sorry, 10 to 4. 10 to 4. So it must have ended. I believe there will be another such meeting tomorrow also. None of you got any email?
So I didn't get any email.
No, sir.
And maybe that was only for qualified students. That might be only for qualified students, not for the students who are already qualified. Okay. Yeah, because today 2 parallel meetings were open throughout the day, 10 to 4, and ops team was there answering all those doubts.
So, sir, one last question. If you're if you're sure, you can just say.
Yeah, sure.
The OPPs will be on the same date as what the others are giving, right?
Yes, that is for sure. That is for sure.
Okay.
So for you, there won't be any different OPPs. If you are going to repeat the OPP, it will be on same day along with the current batch students.
Okay, sir.
That's for sure, 100%. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Thanks.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, thanks. Yes, Prashant. Prashant Negi, are you there?
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, Prashant, go ahead.
Sir, I am having a problem with practice programming assignment 7.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
What is the doubt in that?
Sir, I am unable to solve it by the teachings I have learned with the week 1.
Okay.
So, yes.
Okay. I learned, I mean, it's a practice question. So I will just give you a couple of hints and maybe you try to take it from there. Is that fine? Instead of, I mean, I prefer not to give direct answer, otherwise it loses the purpose of practice, right?
Sir, then how can I able to do this?
Yeah, I will give you some hints, right? So you can use those hints and maybe try to work out on it. That's fine.
Okay, that's fine, sir.
Yeah, so it's PPA. What was the number you mentioned? PPA?
7.
This one only, right?
Yes, this one. Yes.
This one only, yes. Okay. So So what you are supposed to do? Have you understood the question first?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I understood.
Accept a 5-digit number as an input and print the
And
sum
yes,
of
sir.
its
Print the sum of
digits
it
as the
digits.
output, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
And you can also see that. So all these numbers
Yes,
have to be
sir.
added, right?
I got this. Sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Good. So the hint, I mean, I'll tell you first is I'll ask a couple of questions. You answer me. Then I will know where you stand. Okay. Whenever you accept an input, right, from a user.
Yes, sir.
So you store that input in some variable, right? Let's say variable n. Okay.
Yes,
in
sir.
some variable num, you got that input. So what will be the data type of this variable num?
Sir, string.
String, right? So that first part you know.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, but if I want to change this, then I can wrote int for the input of integer.
Correct. You can. That part is clear. I mean, you can convert it to integer. I mean, that's what I'm trying to understand, whether you have understood this part or not, that it will be a,
Yes.
Okay. So instead of doing that, what if you keep it at string level? What happens then?
Then, sir, I won't get it, sir. What I tried to saying, sir.
Okay. What I'm saying is keep it as string only.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's say that variable is that, as I said, num, right?
Yes, sir.
So if this is what I have written.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And then what? Can you tell me what is this? What is this?
This is the index for, sir. This is index for the input string, and then conversion it into a integer.
Correct.
Yes,
so
sir.
what I mean in case of this particular first test case.
So, sir, we have to do this for all the 5 digits individually.
Correct.
And then add it up.
Will that work?
Sir, I tried this, but it won't work. I think so.
Tried. I think you must have made some mistake. See, in this question, it is explicitly mentioned that it's a 5-digit number.
Yes, sir.
Right. So
yes,
you already know how many digits will be there.
Sir, I think I made a mistake that I take it input as an integer, not as a string, sir.
Okay. Yes. That's why I first asked you about the input part only.
Yes, sir. Yes. I take the input as
an integer. If you convert it at this level, then this code will not work.
Yes. Right? Because it was giving a error that you can't index a integer.
Integer, of course. I mean, in the integer you cannot do, that num of 0 we will not work there. Right?
Yes. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Now can you try it?
Okay, sir. Sir, I have one more query, sir. I am unable to log into the forum, sir.
Unable to log into Discourse?
Yes, sir. Discuss.
Okay, so for Discourse, you have to join first. You must have received an invitation regarding Discourse. Just check your mail. You have to join Discourse, and then only you will be able to join from here.
Sir, that mail is for individual subjects or for common for all the subjects?
No, it's a common. It's a common one.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, it's a common. See, once you have access to Discourse, then you have access to. You will first have to get access to Discourse. And after that, once you register for a particular course, that course access will be given automatically.
Okay.
I mean, in subsequent terms, you will register for various courses, right?
Yes,
so
sir.
along with the portal access, the Discourse, that relevant access will be also added. But right now, first thing is you have to register yourself on Discourse. Because Discourse is an external entity, right? So you have to register there first using the invitation which you received from us.
So, sir, I have to check my mail for it.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Sir, you can access it through forums, no?
Oh.
Yeah, you can, but before that, you should be a part of this course.
Yes, sir. It was saying that it can be reached only by invite only.
Even when you're accessing through forums.
Yes. Even through
even via forums. See, forums will give you. This is just a link to a Python forum on Discourse. But if you're not there on Discourse, then this link will not work for you. That's how it is, right? So I'll just post you for everyone in the meeting. So just search for this particular thing in a subject. So this IITM PDS, this term will be there in the subject of that email which you received for discussion.
Okay.
Check the spam also. Maybe it might have went there. Okay.
Sir, on my student ID, sir.
Yes, on your student ID.
Okay.
The student ID which you have, the online degree,
Yes,
@student.online degree, what you have.
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes.
Yeah. Check that.
Thank you, sir.
Sure. Thanks. Next is Karthikeyan.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. I have a question with respect to comparison of strings.
Karthikeyan, your voice, I mean, there's some echoing on your end. Can you repeat?
Hello.
Yeah. Now I think it's better.
Hello. Is it okay now, sir?
Yeah, it's better. But yeah, tell me.
Yeah. See, what I'm my question is that if I have a print statement, okay, in which I'm comparing two strings called apple and banana. For example, apple less than banana.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is going to return me.
Going to return you what? I mean, is it a question or are you completing?
Apple and banana are both in single quotes.
Okay.
So this is going to return me false. True.
Okay.
Okay. Now the banana, what I'm going to do is I'm going to enclose that string which is in the single quotes within the double quotes, which means like double quotes and then single quote banana, and then I quote the single quote and then I close the double quotes.
Okay. I got the point. Okay, fine. Yeah, continue.
Okay. So this is going to give me false.
First thing, this is what you did and you got false, right?
Yes. So now, I mean, what is the comparison which is actually happening here?
Yeah. Okay. So the point is, whenever we are comparing two strings, right, with either greater than or less than symbol, it's a comparison operator, right? So along with comparison operator, whenever you compare strings, what it do is it compares it character by character. I mean, this is again, it's been covered in our syllabus, but maybe in slightly in later weeks. So it will be there, but anyway, it's not that complicated, which we cannot discuss now. So let me cover this. Okay. So the point is, this first character A will be compared with B. Okay.
Okay.
And of course you cannot say now A is greater. I mean, mathematically there is no greater than or less than sign. But the thing is, I mean, I will tell you something which goes behind this, and just try to understand this. Okay. So there is something called as ASCII. Okay. Just
great. I understand. That's it.
Have you heard this? Have you heard?
Yeah, I got it. So I just wanted to know whether it's an ASCII comparison which is happening, because
yes,
I don't want to.
Comparison.
Yeah, I don't want to tell that and confuse others. So that's the reason why I kept my question simple.
Yeah, that's why even initially I was a bit hesitant whether to give you this explanation, not that because it's something which is not directly related to Python and definitely not in week 1 of Python, right?
Yeah.
But it's as if you know what is ASCII, then yeah, it's ASCII comparison.
Yeah, because even I tried with apple, greater than apple, but first apple is capital A, second apple is small a. So which means A comes before small a in ASCII.
Yeah, correct. I mean, if you know ASCII, then you will know the numbers, right? I mean, you can simply Google it and you will find ASCII values of the characters, right?
That's what my question is all about. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay. Sure, thanks. Okay, yes, Suyash.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Sir, I have solved this GRPA 6.1, but not using the concept used in week 1. So is there any method, is there another method to code with using the week 1 concept, sir?
Yes, there is a way to get the answer of that question using week 1 method. But as it's a graded question, I can't tell you what that answer is. Maybe post deadline anyway you will know, and maybe in meantime try to think about it and try to solve it using week 1 concept. And even though if you are not able to, you will get full marks if you have already solved it using some concept which is not there in week 1. If your all private
sir,
test
loop
cases are
concept.
getting passed, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. All of your private test cases are passing, right?
Yes, sir. I have solved using loop concept, sir.
Yeah, that is fine. See, loop concept is something which you have not taught yet in week 1, so we do not expect you to write a code using loop. But if you have done it, it's fine. You will get marks. That's not a problem. Okay. So, but still, I mean,
Okay,
marks
sir.
is done. But with a learning perspective, you still have more than a week, right? The submission deadline is next Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
So maybe spend this time and think to find answer of that using week 1 concept. Okay.
Okay, sir.
I mean, if
Sir, one more
beyond that, if
problem,
you're not,
sir.
then anyway on the after deadline, you will see the solution, sample solution code available on that same page. Okay. I mean, just like your graded assignment, right? Post deadline, you can see the answers, right? Similarly, for PPF, for GRPS
Yes, sir.
also, you will see the sample code which we will provide on that same place there itself. So over here, let's say I will open this GRPA 1.
Yes, sir. Sir, I know
right
that. Sir.
Right now, nothing is there, right? There will be a separate tab which will appear here, which will say sample code or sample solution, something of that nature. You click on that, you will see the
Yes,
code
sir.
which we will provide. So just try that post deadline, and maybe if till that point, if you are not able to figure out, then you will get that. But it's as I said, it's the GRPA,
Okay.
so I cannot give you answer, right?
Okay. So one more problem, sir.
Yeah.
So how can I get some more problem regarding week 1, sir? I want to solve more questions sir, regarding week
More
1
questions on
concepts.
week 1. See, I mean, week 1, I mean, there are not enough concept to even frame problems, right? Somehow, I mean, there are 7 plus 6, right? There are 14 problems
Yes, sir.
here itself. We'll give you another 4 or 5 problems during the live session. Have you looked at your calendar? There are 2 live sessions coming afterwards, right? One
Yes,
is
sir.
on
So
Thursday
live
and next
coding,
on
sir.
Saturday. Yeah, live coding, right?
Yes.
So on Saturday's live coding session, we'll give you some additional problems which are not there on the portal. Right? So that's
Sir,
how
today
usually
you
we
won't
do.
give any other question.
Sorry?
Sir, today you won't give any new question.
No, today I will not be giving any new question. It's just an open session, right? So in open session,
Okay,
we'll not
sir.
be giving you any new questions. This is not like doubt. Whereas the Thursday and Saturday sessions are the one where we will try to solve new problems, either the existing PPA or some new set of problems. So that's why I said Thursday mostly we will discuss the PPA, and on Saturday we'll give you new problems and which instructor will give you on the spot, and you are supposed to solve on the portal itself. They might be released maybe few hours before the session or something, but those will be new problems. The Saturday session will be using new problems, but the Thursday session will be using the existing problems. And Tuesday session is open session.
Okay.
That's how the flow will be for next 12 weeks. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, sure. And Suyash, don't worry, we will give you enough practice. Week 1 is some very basic thing, right? Just 1 or 2 lines of code, right? So as
Sir, as I have got sir, I grade in previous term, sir.
Okay. Now, as we advance into the upcoming weeks, right? You will know, you know that, right? I mean,
yes.
Any questions for practice?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So next, Puneet.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah. So in the orientation session, it was mentioned that there will be some CodeChef problems or CodeChef sessions. So I was interested to know the schedule and the method it would be.
Yeah. So I was supposed to send that. I think you asked this on Discourse also, right?
No, I wasn't the person who asked it, but yeah, I was in the.
Okay, somebody else asked then.
Yeah. I showed that.
Okay, yeah. So I answered it over that. Today was the day when I was supposed to send that announcement to all of you and start the registration process for CodeChef. But the final registration list of students for this term Python wasn't finalized. There were some some issues, some students payment was failed or it was pending and all that, those sorts of things. So we thought maybe we'll delay it by a day. So maybe next couple of days you will receive an announcement from my side, from our side, and that's the place where all these instructions will be provided. That how, what to do, how to do, and so the competitions mostly will start from second week. So definitely the competitions will start from Monday, coming next Monday. So before that, we'll finish the registration. I mean, it's not a registration as in nothing, not a complicated thing. You just have to log in on the CodeChef platform and provide us that username which you create. That's all. So it will take less than 5 minutes for you to complete the registration. That's something we'll do in this week, and from next week we'll start the actual contest. So from my side, the CodeChef thing, everything I have is ready. I'm just waiting for the final list of students registered for Python. So that, I mean, I cannot send announcement without, I will be sending email to some 3,000-4,000 students, right? Unless until I don't know who those thousands of students are, I can't send it, right? I cannot be sending it to Puneet alone, Sujay alone, and so on. So I'm just waiting for that final list. Okay, so it should be sorted by in a day or two.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. And I will post the details on Discourse also. I mean, the announcement will be there. And usually what I do is, I mean, you pick that topic of CodeChef, so let me tell you. Usually I will create a separate thread on Discourse for CodeChef. So anything related to the CodeChef, you can post it in that same thread. And so that everybody, involved in that contest can follow that thread and remaining people can ignore it. So instead of creating multiple threads on Discourse, we'll stick to one single thread which is dedicated for CodeChef competitions for this term. So that thread also I will create and share that link also as part of the announcement.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sure. Yeah, sure. Thanks. Sujay?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
this is Kanish.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Kanish.
Sir, I am new to the programming. So since you told me before that what is the CodeChef, I do not know something like that about.
Okay. So CodeChef, again, this something is the detailed explanation is again as part of the announcement. But yeah, I just give you the overview of what CodeChef has said. Beyond what we are doing here on our portal, there is a separate, organization, a separate website called CodeChef. Okay. So
Okay.
CodeChef is a platform where they conduct these programming contests. Okay. They keep conducting for various. It's just like you might have heard about various hackathons and hacker ranks, and that you might have heard, right? So it's something similar. It's for competitive programming.
Okay.
Okay. So it's actually not for freshers. It's more targeted towards those who already know programming. So we will not discriminate anybody. Everybody is more than welcome to join those. But I will tell you in advance that some questions which will come there, they will involve some advanced concepts. Okay. So they may not be as easy as what we are studying on in the part of the course. I mean, at the end of the course, you will be able to solve all questions. But during our course, you may not be up to the mark, up to that level to solve all those questions. So that's upfront, I am telling you. Okay. So it's actually what happens is, right? We have a mixed bunch of people in our program. There are many working professionals who have studied Python, or even they are doing programming for years now. So for them to engage them in a certain way, we have done this CodeChef contest. So it is actually targeted towards that audience, but everybody is more than welcome to participate and try it out.
Okay.
Okay. So
what are the benefits of will they get something different?
Yeah, so benefits as in course level, there are no benefits. The top 10%, there will be some hundreds of people who will participate in this contest, right? So the top 10% students will get a certificate from IIT Madras. And there is additional criterion eligibility that you should get at least a C grade as part of the course. So C grade and above grade in the course, and you should be in a top 10% in the CodeChef contest. Then you get some additional certificate, certificate along with your rank for this term. As a as a reward for those contests. Now, nothing beyond that, but yeah, it's an additional certificate.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's a certificate from IIT Madras with IIT logo and everything. So it's not some random piece of paper. It will be a completely authentic thing, and that also will be added on your transcript. The final transcript you will get, right? So this also will be mentioned on that transcript.
Okay, sir.
Sir.
Yes, Karan.
How to join the contest? Should we log in through our Gmail ID?
No, those details you will get an announcement regarding those details. And you will get an email by tomorrow or day after tomorrow by max. Okay. So just wait for another day or two, and you will get a detailed email about what those CodeChef contests are, what is the eligibility, whatever I explained, that will be there. On top of that, the stepwise procedure, what you're supposed to follow, the action points, right? Those action points along with the respective links and everything you will get via email. And regarding the CodeChef schedule, right, on which day the contest starts, which is the ending day, and so on, that schedule will come on the portal itself. So, I mean, below this you will find one more unit being added over here called CodeChef contest, and in that unit itself, the entire schedule will be available. So, as I said, everything is ready. I'm just waiting for the final list. Even that unit is available. It's not it's in a private mode. That's why you are not able to see it. But that unit is actually already there below it. So
excuse me, sir.
I hope I get that list by tomorrow, and I'll be in a position to send those details out to all of you.
Okay,
so just be patient for another day or two, and you will get all this.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Sure. Yes, Vasti.
So for advanced concept in CodeChef, how can we just learn these new concepts which are not in our course?
No, they are there in the course. What I am saying is they might involve some concepts which may not have been covered yet in week 1. Those concepts might come in week 2 or maybe in week 3. That's what I'm saying. We have tried to map it along with our course. So there may not be too much of gap, but there might be slight gaps, is what I'm saying.
So maybe the advanced concept come in week 1 contest shift, and it will be covered later week in the course, right?
Might be. I mean, see, the chance of happening that is very low. But as I said, the week 1 content is almost nothing, right? If you see this week 1 content, it's very basic. There is nothing much. I mean, we haven't even covered if else, right? How can you write a program without if else? You know that, right? If you have done CT, you know that, right? If else or while loop or for loop, these are very basic things to write any program, which are not there in week 1, but they will start from week 2 onwards. But in week 1 or the contest 1 of CodeChef might require you to write maybe if else block or something of that nature. So it's not that advanced. Maybe slightly 1 week here and there might be there for initial contest.
If I just
1 or 2 contest, okay, for 1 or 2 contests. Beyond that, it will be almost identical with our course, and the contest will go in parallel.
If I just check somewhere in CodeChef contest after the completion, if I just check in any problem of CodeChef contest, then can I ask in the live
CodeChef
session?
contests are conducted by an external entity, so we do not discuss those as part of the live sessions, and we do not want to discuss those questions as well, right? It's a contest, right? So we cannot discuss it. And post deadline, anyway, that they will share the solutions and everything will be available from the CodeChef side. So before that, I mean, it's a contest, right? The name itself is contest. So we cannot discuss the questions, right? Otherwise, what's the point of having these competitions?
Thanks.
Okay. Yeah.
Sir,
and as I said, it's not mandatory for all. It's an extra activity which is on a voluntary basis. So whoever is interested, you can register and join it. And if you want to leave it aside, you can leave it aside and continue with the course. And as I said, the course grades or scores has nothing to do with that contest. So without doing those contests, still you can score full marks in Python.
Sir, regarding the CodeChef, that I have already registered it in the previous term, but since I have dropped it and I have taken this in this term, so do we have to register for it again, or am I already registered for the CodeChef?
No, you might have to fill up that Google form again. Just provide us the username. You don't have to register on CodeChef again, but provide us your username. Otherwise, how will we know that you are there part of this term's content? Right? They will have to add you in the current set. So once you get that the announcement, right, there will be a step 3 in that. There will be a Google form. So fill that Google form alone, and for you that's enough. I mean that this part is also mentioned as part of the instruction that if you already have a username on CodeChef, just skip step 1 and 2 and just go to step 3. So these instructions are already there. So just wait for, as I said, a couple of days, and then all these doubts will be cleared. Okay. Sure. Okay. Now let's go back to the original discussion. Yes, Sujay.
Will you please solve weeks PPA 7 question? So we are facing the problem.
PPA 7, huh?
Yes, sir. So the same
I
that
already
you told.
discussed this as part of this session. Maybe slightly.
Yes, sir. I was there, but basically I have tried out that what I did. I started with num is equal to input, then sum equal to int of num of 0, that is slice operator. Means
not a slice operator. It's not slice. Okay, slicing is different. You're just accessing the specific character of the string. It's not slicing. Slicing is a different concept in Python. That will come up.
So will you please write the second line?
Yeah. So this is what something you did. Okay, and then you must have done something like this: int of num of 0. Right?
Yes, sir.
Sum is equal to. Okay. So this is first character, right?
Yes, sir.
You can repeat this for second character, third character, and so on, right?
Yes, sir. I did the same, but didn't get the answer.
Why? Can you share? I mean, can you post your code here?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'll tell you where you made a mistake rather than me typing.
Yes,
just
sir.
post it in the chat, and it's a one line. So pick it up. So this is your code, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So num sum is equal to 0, 1. Okay. And when you did this, what's the error you are getting?
Sir, in the second num1, he has
So
not
just
closed.
a bracket problem.
Hold on, guys. Let him come to that answer. Okay. So who's that? Sujay, right? Sujay?
So it's me, Kanishk.
Sorry. No. This question was asked by whom?
Sir, I am Kanishk.
Kanish. Okay, sorry. Kanish. So yeah. What's the error you are getting?
So basically, I am getting this.
No, you should. I mean, why I stop others from explaining is you should be in a position to interpret this error and correct your code, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Exactly
So
the
it
same.
must be string, not int, something of that nature. It says, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Exactly.
Right. So and also it says that line number 2. So you must have made some mistake in line 2, which is related to the data type part, right? Somewhere you made a mistake with string or integer or something of that nature in line 2.
Okay.
Okay. So read your line 2 again. Int of num of 0.
Okay, so yeah, the parenthesis problem, I think. Int of num of 1. The parenthesis will be closed.
Now,
so invalid syntax.
what it says? Invalid syntax now.
Line number 2.
Fine. So some different kind of error. Invalid syntax again in line number 2.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, extra parenthesis.
Sorry,
Guys, hold on. Let him come to that answer. I know what the mistake he made immediately when I saw that. That's not the point. The point is he should realize it. Then how you will learn. So Sujay, sorry, I am repeating Sujay. Kanishk.
Yes, sir.
What is the mistake? See, that's why it's better to write a code in a structured manner. Okay, so this is your int of num of 0. First is done.
So
this is your second part, third part. Do it in a particular, so int of num.
Yeah, no, so last parenthesis should be removed.
Okay.
So last parenthesis should be removed. That is.
Yeah, I removed it.
Yes. Yes, sir. So I got that.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So
Thank you.
rather, I mean, I'm telling you, this is just anyway just 3 lines of code, right? In
Yes,
OPPs, there will be time. There will be a time pressure on top of exam pressure, right?
Okay.
So during that time, you will make such mistakes, and you should have this habit of figuring out what your mistake is by reading the errors.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you should start practicing that from day 1. That's why I said better you give me your code and then we'll go through that process.
Yes,
okay?
sir.
So start that habit from day 1. Otherwise, you will be in trouble. And these people who are saying who got I grade because of OPPs and so on, they will also tell you that how much actually that pressure comes on your head even for smallest mistake you make during OPPs.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So from day 1, just have this habit of interpreting errors in a proper manner. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. Okay. I think you came in between. I don't know. Sujay, you asked your doubt. It's done or what? You were in the. It was your chance. Sujay, am I audible? Okay. If you're talking, you're not audible, Sujay. Okay, I will come back to you. Maybe you have some issue with your audio. Next, Nitin.
Sir, good evening. I didn't receive the email with the discourse invite.
Okay. Can you please folder?
I checked, sir. In the student email, I checked all the folders, but there was nothing.
You haven't received, huh? Okay. Let's do one thing. Nitin, can you give me your roll number? We'll check.
Okay, I will copy and paste it in the chat box.
Yeah, just give me your roll number or your email ID. Same thing. So just give me that, and I will ask the. I'll check whether you have. Where it's stuck and what's the issue. Okay, just give me your roll
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all. Do you have any other doubt?
No,
Hello,
nothing
sir.
else.
Nothing else, right? Okay, sure.
Sir, mine is the same case. So
Mine also same case, sir. I have not received the discourse link.
Have you checked it properly? All of you?
yes, sir.
Because
Yes, sir.
it goes out to everybody. Let me check.
Sir, I have joined this diploma course by direct entry, so I think that's why I haven't
that
received.
should not be the reason. As I said, right? Whoever gets
Yes, sir,
the email ID, you should have received it, or if not, you should receive in a day or two. See, as I said, right, your email ID might be on a pending site for some reason or something. So that might be the case, but anyway, just post your email ID here. I'll keep a note of it and maybe.
Okay, sir.
So can I share my code of the same question?
Sorry?
Can I share my code of the same question?
The question which we just now discussed?
Sir.
Yeah, Swati, sure, go ahead. Okay, so I just received one email ID from Nitin. Okay, if others, you also have a problem, please share your email address. Check And Nitin, I may not be able to check immediately during the session, but post session I'll ask somebody
Sure,
from
sir.
the team to check it out. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Okay. So, Swati,
Excuse
right?
me, sir.
Yes.
So me, Suyash, sir.
Yeah. Suyash, yes. Tell me.
Sir, I have applied for the improvement for the 2 subjects, sir. But I haven't received any payment link or any other mail regarding that, sir.
Okay, that's something you have to talk to support team.
Sir, I am mailing, sir, since 27th of August, sir.
Yeah, I said, right? I mean, this first week of, first week of new term is always it's a nightmare for ops team. So there might be some delay on their end, but you will get a response from them for sure. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So as we are on the point of discussing this question, let me cover. This is what. Okay.
In this
Swati,
question,
yeah.
when I write in line 1 input and then bracket, then it works fine. But with this, it doesn't work. Why?
Correct.
Why is it so?
The answers will be provided to you by Python. That's what I'm saying. Try to understand the mistakes you are making. What is the, I would say, line 2? The mistake is in line 2. It says int object is not subscriptable. Okay.
Yes.
Now you have to understand the meaning of this. I mean, first int object and then the second part is subscriptable. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I'll tell you what is happening is your x is already int, right?
Sir, can you please repeat?
Your x, variable x is already int, right? It's integer.
Yes.
Because you converted your input originally to a string, then you convert it to integer and stored that in x. So x is integer, right?
Yes.
And then you are doing x of 0. That means you are asking Python to give you a 0th element of an integer, right?
Yes.
Which is not possible. This is integer. If this number, if you treat it like 12,345, okay, it's an integer 12,345. And if I ask you, give me the 0th element of this particular number, no, that's not how it works. That's what I'm saying. That's what this error is. Int object is not subscriptable. You cannot extract a particular element or particular digit from integer. See, because this one is not a standalone entity. It's not the one has no existence in itself. Okay. This is why we have learned data types in C. Integer is a basic data type, right? It's not a derived data type.
Yes.
Right. So this is not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not like that. Computer treats this as a single entity, 12,345 if it's integer. Okay.
Yes.
But if I remove this part, now your x is a string, right?
Yeah.
Now string is a derived data type. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And it is derived from characters.
Okay.
Now, because of that, this is a string, but in this string, there are 5 characters. The first character is 1. Second character is 2. So now you can do x of 0 because you are accessing the 0th character of that string, which is possible. Okay, that's the difference between converting to int here and the converting to int over here.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes, sir. Thanks.
Okay, sure. Okay, yeah. Next is Shivani.
Hello, sir. Good evening. I want to ask about the proctored exam schedule. How would we do the exam? What is the procedure, and are there any hardware requirements and software requirements?
Okay. So for proctored exam, you just required a laptop or a desktop. Okay. Beyond that, you require the internet connection, obviously. So beyond that, there is no such requirement. Just have your mobile phone with internet connection, your laptop or a desktop with internet connection. Beyond that, nothing is required. If it's good if you have a mobile stand or something where you can keep your mobile phone and So actually how it is conducted is you have to sit in front of your laptop or a desktop where you will type your code, right? So like I'm sitting, you will be typing code here. This is how you will give exam. And then there will be a secondary device, which is your mobile phone, which you have to keep on your right side, left side, someplace from where we will be able to see your room and the area around you, around your table, your desk, and so on. So that will be the proctoring will happen using that second device. So we don't expect you to buy any different device. Your standard smartphones front camera will be sufficient enough. So only that much requirement is there. A smartphone with a front camera, with of course with internet connection, and a laptop or a desktop where you will write your code again with internet connection. Beyond that, no hardware, no software requirements, because everything will happen online. So your exam will happen on very portal which you are seeing. So you will get questions like this, like GRPA, PPS. You will say problem 1, problem 2, problem 3, problem 4, and you will click on each of the problem and you will write the code just like what you are doing for PPS or GRPS. So you don't require any specific software or hardware. Okay.
So would the
yeah.
So the laptop camera would be also used along with the mobile camera?
No, laptop camera is not required. Actually, on laptop, you will not even required to join any meeting, or nothing is required from that side. Okay, only for the secondary device, which is mobile. For mobile, you will require the camera should be working. Okay, because that's the place from where we will proctor you and we will monitor you. I mean, that you yourself is giving exam, nobody is sitting in next to you, you're not copying, nobody else, you're not talking on the phone, nobody is helping you. So whatever typically happens in a classroom, right? The invigilator monitors you visually, so that visual invigilation will happen through that second device. Whereas the primary device you will use as your answer sheet kind of a thing. So that's the place where you will solve your question. And there is actually one application called SIA, which you have to install, but that's something we will provide. I mean, that's a software which IIT Madras, our team has developed it. So we'll provide you that software, just have to install it. And that software has to be running in the background during exam, because that software will also monitor what is happening on your machine. Right? You're not supposed to open any different tab. You're not supposed to open any different application. You are supposed to open only the exam window. So if you open anything other than that, that software will capture all those details, and it will be it will be noted on the server.
So would there be any
that software is required? That software we will provide you before the exam. So before exam, you will get a detailed explanation about what is the requirement, what you're supposed to do, all the do's and don'ts and everything, all those SOPs, right? So those standard instructions you will receive via email well in advance before exam. Okay, but you don't have to purchase any hardware, any software, nothing is required of that nature.
So would there be any practice session before the actual exam?
Yes, there will be. There will be. So that will happen, Shiva. I think exam is in next month, right, or next to next month.
November 16, 24, 27, sir.
Yeah, there are two. So yeah, right. So November 6th and November 27th. Okay. Fine. So you have more than enough time. I mean, by that time you will be familiar with the portal and everything. So that should not be a problem. Okay, fine. So Shivani, okay, that's clear. Next is Devansh.
Yes, sir. So my doubt is like in graded assignment number 3, like programming graded assignment number 3, in that we saw that we had to take inputs, 5 inputs separated by commas. But in the lectures, in the best of my knowledge, what I have seen is we have taken just one input at a time. So how do we like actually take 5 inputs at a time using commas?
Okay. Okay. Can you repeat the question number?
Graded programming assignment number 3.
Okay. I mean, it's graded, so there is a limitation on what I can discuss. So what is the accept a sequence of 5 single-digit numbers separated by commas as input, right?
Yes, sir.
So don't just go by this. What is it? Print the product of all 5, right? Read this. This is your input.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we are not actually telling you to accept 5 inputs separated by commas. This will be provided to you. You just have to write a code to accept this part.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Got it, sir. Got
Beyond that, then you have to apply your logic. So you made a mistake in interpreting this sentence.
Yeah, I thought we have to take 5 numbers.
No. It's not like that. The way input is designed is this in this format. That's what that sentence is.
Okay. Got it, sir. Got it. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Yes. Next page, Jan.
Sir, regarding this grading of Python, it says that there will be mock P test thrice every week. And these mock Ps are also going to be included in the overall grading. Yeah, because it says the average of the marks obtained in practice assignment plus mock test for weeks. So if there are, let's say, 3 mock tests every week, so basically for a 12-week we are talking about 36 mock tests, something like that, or is it?
Roughly something like that. We may not have that for every week, and may not be 3 and all that, but yeah, roughly something of that.
Okay,
and I'll tell you. Please. Yeah.
And for this mock test will be timed, or as in there will be specific, let's say 1 hour window or 30 minutes window within which we need to attempt, or how will it work?
Yeah, it will be timed. It will not be that concise window. You will be given enough liberty. I mean, considering everyone may not be, available in that same time and so on. So you will have some extra time, but there will be a specific time given. That's for sure. And it's not like you have to do all. If you read that document, there will be a specific thing, right? It's again best of this, best of that. All those things will be there. So if you miss 1 or 2 here and there, that's okay. See, I'll tell you, I mean, you might be thinking, why all this, right? Which was not there earlier. The thing is, I mean, I don't know whether you know this or not, and it's something which is very serious thing. That if you observe your grading document, that for eligibility to get final grade, right, there is a 40%. You should get at least 40% in one of the OPPs, right?
Yeah.
Right, and that's the place where 1,000+ students failed in previous term. Okay, these are some real numbers I'm telling you from previous term. Okay, some 1,000+ students were unable to get grade in Python just because of that particular condition. They got good marks in quiz 1, they got good marks in term, but they got less than 40 in both OPPs. Okay, not just one. In both OPPs, they got less than 40. And getting 40 in OPP is not actually that tough. The reason, we talked to all of them in various platforms, in various math ways. The common factor which we noticed even after going through their records and everything, the reason was they did not did enough. They were not doing enough practice. So you have some 15 problems in week 1. They did not even pay attention and solve all 15 problems. So, Jayant, I think there is some noise on your end. Yeah. So the point is, because of lack of practice, the students were failing. That's why we thought we'll have these mocks in between, and we'll make them compulsory so that at least the word compulsory will force people to practice. Okay, because you might realize that, okay, I should have done more practice when you get I grade after 3 months. And at that point, you cannot do anything other than repeating the term in next term. You will lose 4 months and some, of course, these 4 months of time and some amount of money also. So in both fronts, you will lose. So in order to force people to practice, this is a new thing. It may sound overkill at this point, but trust me, this will help you, and you will realize the importance of this post OPP. You yourself tell me that it actually benefited you. Okay, so this is something based on previous experience of previous terms.
Okay.
Excuse me.
And for my knowledge, what is the full form of OPPE?
Okay, it's OPP as in online proctored programming exam. It's some some acronym got created, but yeah, that's what it's online proctored programming exam. Okay, in grading document, I think it doesn't say OPP. It says just practice. It says programming test. I think it says just PT, right? PT1, PT2.
Yes, it's only an acronym which is used. Okay.
Yeah. So it's programming test. So it's the same thing. Programming test, practice, or the online proctored programming test. It's same exam. It's a remote proctored exam. So you will be giving that exam from sitting at your home, but we will be proctoring that remotely using the mechanism which I was explaining earlier. Okay.
And the software which the IIT Madras will provide that itself, code needs to be written.
Software. Yeah, that software alone you have to install. No, that you do not have to write exam using that software. You will be writing exam using the same portal which we have, right? I mean, you will get a different URL to access a different exam portal. This is a regular course portal where this weekly content will come. You will get a similar link to access the exam portal on that same exam day. So it's like you will get an exam paper using some link. And that's the place. It will look exactly like this. On the left side, you will see problem 1, problem 2, problem 3, problem 4. And on the right hand side, after clicking that problem, you will see problem statement, language, the same thing. Whatever you see, right? The same UI will be there.
Okay.
And this is the place where you are supposed to write your code and test run and submit. That's all. That's how it will. I mean, as I said, these things will get clarified as we continue with the. Okay?
Yeah, of course. And so obviously there is no replit during the OPP process. So it needs to be coded in this platform.
Correct. That's why we actually suggest that do not use replit unless it's that necessary. So whatever you do your practice, right, with these all PPAs and GRPAs and so on, try to write code directly here itself. Many people do this mistake. They write it somewhere else and then they copy paste it here and submit it. It is okay, but avoid that habit and start practicing to write code directly here, because that's what you will do in exam. Okay, and this might look very small, so this is a place where you can click and you get that editor in a full screen mode. So this is much better. You can write whatever you want. You can increase the font using this plus and minus. This is cut, copy, paste. So your standard shortcuts, right? Control C, Control X, Control V, that will not work because in exam, because of some exam-related thing, we have disabled those. But you can use these shortcuts using your mouse, and you can do cut, copy, paste. It might be slightly tricky, but it's available. All right.
Sure. Okay. And for the mock P for the first week, will you be giving a schedule as in this specific days the mock P?
That schedule will announce. For first week, we may not even have practices because right, there is nothing much to do practice, right? It's just one-liner codes, right? So, so we may not have that for first week. So we are in the process of finalizing the schedule. We'll share it across.
Okay, right. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. Yes, Jitendra.
Good evening, sir. Sir, my doubt regarding GRPA 6 and 7. I didn't found content of GRPA 7 in this week one. I tried, but I wasn't able to.
Can you repeat?
So for GRPA 7, I'm not getting how to do that for GRPA 7.
GRPA 7 is not there, right? GRPA only 6 are there, right? Or I'm not able to see the
So,
are you talking about PPA 7?
no, sir. 1 second. Yes, sir. GRP 6 is 6 GRP 6. Sir.
Only 6 is there, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So GRPA 6 you are not able to solve, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, I mean, I can't tell you the answer. It's a graded assignment. So, what I can tell you is it doesn't require any concept from anything beyond week 1, which is already written there. So, only thing I can, in addition to that, whatever I told the other person earlier, do not treat this question as a programming question. Okay, try to analyze this in a using a mathematical understanding. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I know this is not it might not be that helpful or maybe too vague a hint, but to be honest, the answer of this question is very simple. Once you get that answer, you yourself will laugh at that answer. Okay, that's straightforward and simple.
Okay. I tried, sir, but like I think like some
you have time to think. That's the difference between CT and Python. This is the place where the logical thinking is more important, right? Writing code,
yes.
it will take 10 seconds to type that code. Okay, 10-20 seconds max, depending on your typing speed, but it will not take more than that much time to actually write the code. The important part is converting this into that code, and that's something for that you have more than a week. Put some more thought into it, and as I said, approach this question in a mathematical manner rather than programming manner. Okay? And as I said, it doesn't require any concept outside week 1. So maybe that's another hint. Work out in a reverse manner. Okay, what all concepts we have studied in week 1. Then which concept you can relate with this problem statement.
That's I tried up to somewhere like we did in CT last sem, like using while else.
No, that's why I said we have not studied while or else or anything in week 1, right? Of Python. So none of those concepts are required actually to solve this problem.
So like while else are not required.
Nothing. So whatever is there in week 1 of Python, that alone is enough. So whatever you have studied in these lectures, right? Some 10, 12, 13 lectures are there, right?
Yes,
so
sir.
Whatever you have studied is there in these lectures, that alone is enough to solve this problem. And as far as I know, definitely, while is not there in any of these lectures. That's not required.
Yes.
Sir.
Yeah. Yes.
Sir, I have solved that GRPA 6 last one, sir. So, but sir, using sir that one of the operators, sir. But still, sir, if and elif are using, sir, I'm not getting sir that part, sir.
Okay.
So passing
so
all
yes.
5 out of 5 cases.
Yeah. See, so yes, you will get full marks. As you said, your test cases are passing, so you will get full marks. That's not a problem. But now you should think in a way that you're partially. I mean, I don't want to disclose the answer, but your existing code has something which is more than enough to solve everything. You don't even require that if else part. Okay. Your current answer already has the final answer, which you can do without if else. Now that's something you have to figure out. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So next is Akshata.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
So I have registered for the mentorship program for Python, but I couldn't complete the payment process. I have actually received the payment link on Sunday, and the link expired on the Sunday itself. And due to some server issues, I couldn't complete the payment. So what should I do now? The link expired, and I have mailed support 2 to 3 times.
Okay. It's just that, right? You have done the registration, only payment is pending, right?
Yes, sir. I have registered for it.
Okay, sure. I mean, that's not a problem. That can be sorted. So it's just for mentorship, right?
Yes, sir.
Mentors, as in, I mean, you want to be mentored by somebody.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's something. I mean, it's very minor thing. We will sort it out. Just you have returned to the support, right?
Yes, sir. I have.
Yeah, then that's enough. That's enough. But why do you feel? I mean, are you a repeater for Python, or it's just a fresh?
Yes, sir. I was able to pass the quizzes, but not the OPP. I'm having some issues with the course, so I'm repeating the course again.
Okay. So, were you involved in that 1 month lectures which we did during the August month?
Sorry, sir.
The previous month we did some remedial sessions and so on. I don't know whether were you there as part of those remedial sessions or not?
No, sir. I guess I was not.
Okay, fine. So that's something we will do. Okay, I mean, it will be sorted.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt, sir. Hello, sir. I also paid for that mentorship program, but my payment is returned today. So what can I do? Yeah.
Actually, they sent an email saying that the payment is no longer required for this term.
Oh, so in that case, they might have made it free. So in that case, you don't have to worry, Akshata. Okay, your registration is enough.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Hello, sir. Sorry to interrupt. Sir, can you just tell me what is this mentorship program?
Okay, sure. I mean, rather than me explaining, let the students explain who already enrolled. So, Akshata, can you explain Udit what you are talking about with mentorship and how it helps and how it works?
Sorry, sir. Can you repeat?
Can you explain this mentorship thing? What this mentorship is all about? Can you explain that?
Yes, the mentorship is about what doubts you are having and how to solve the codes and all those things. Like whatever doubts you are having, you can talk directly to the mentor. They'll help you out.
Okay, so is there any further registration required for that?
No. So Udit actually.
You might have received the mail.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you. The point is, see, we conduct live sessions, right? That's already there. But beyond that, as I said, right, last term students faced a lot of issues because of lack of practice. So usually, what happens in typical college, right? If you're struggling with something, you run to your senior and ask for help, right? So that's something we are trying to replicate here. So mentors are the current students of this particular program, but your seniors. Maybe the students who are already in diploma level, maybe degree level, and so on. So your seniors are, we have picked some of those your seniors who did well in Python, and they will act as mentors. Right, so it's like you will be allotted to some mentors and so on. So if you have a doubt, you can talk to them and take their help and so on. Of course, they will not give you ready answers to your graded assignments and all that, because they will also have some limitations on what they can and can't do. But they will be around to help you, as a friend, as a senior, right? So that's the something we are trying to implement for this term. I mean, this is the first time we are experimenting this. So yeah, that's what this mentorship program or the mentorship experiment is.
So sorry to interrupt you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Sir, me, Suyash, sir.
Yeah, Suyash.
So thanks for the hints. I solved the problem, sir, and in just one line of code, all cases are passing.
Great.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your help.
Sure. Thanks. Okay. So Akshata, that's it, right? That's the only doubt you had, right?
Yes, the other doubt, I don't think so. So I have tried to run all the codes in Replit, but it's not working. I don't know what is the problem with that. I have tried to reinstall it like 2 to 3 times, but the code is running.
First of all, Replit you don't have to install. It's an online thing. And second, I will tell you they may not run directly because see, okay, let me open some PPA. See this PPA, it requires some input, right?
Yes.
So these input on Replit you will have to provide them manually. On our portal, it's pre-configured, so you don't have to do it any of these things manually. But on Replit, you have to provide those manually.
Okay.
Whenever you write input statement here, you have to provide that as the input, right? But it's an accept 2 words.
Okay, so but directly print command is also not working. If I give it a command that print hello world, then it is
even that's not working.
Yeah.
Oh, then there must be some Replit issue, nothing else. Then it has to be. But why? I mean, I will suggest better you stay away from Replit and continue to practice on the portal because that ultimately will help you in exam.
Yes, no, so actually I have done all the codes directly here only, but I actually tried to do something over there. That will it work or not? But it wasn't working.
Okay, then I mean, it's okay. If you are doing it for that purpose alone, then better to stay away from Replit and install Python locally.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I mean just install it on your machine.
Okay, sir.
And that's the best way going forward.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. Sure, thanks. Next is Muskan. Muskan, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Actually, I forget what I have to ask you because you called my name half an hour later, so I forget my doubt.
Okay, I mean there were many people before you, so I had no choice but to follow that order. Okay, maybe you take a time. I will come back to you. I will take next person and come back to you. Okay, maybe you think about it again. That what was your doubt?
Okay.
Okay, sure. Okay, Sujay again. Sujay, is the audio fine now? Sujay, I can see that you are on. You are not on mute, but I'm not able to hear anything at all. No sound whatsoever. Sujay? Yeah, so maybe you post it here.
Sir, hello?
Yes, Muskan. Yes, Muskan.
Yes, I have to ask this. If we join this live class, we get any bonus marks?
Okay. What is written as part of the grading document?
I don't read.
Then please go and read that grading document. Okay. So these things are already there on this general instructions and course introduction. You will see something called as where is that? Grading
Means,
document.
is there any bonus marks regarding
So that
this?
is what. Please follow this, read this, and you will know what about bonus marks. Okay? It's there in the grading document. Yeah, please read that. Yeah, Sujay, maybe post it here in the chat. I will try to explain. I will read your question and try to explain. Okay, Sujay, I will take next question, and by that meantime, you can post it here, and I will take your question next. Yes, Samia.
Yes, sir. So currently I am in first year now, and I have learned C and C++ and a little bit of Java. And now I have started learning Python. So it's a bit confusing to me now. I am getting baffled with this syntax of different languages. So how to tackle this issue?
Of course, that will happen. I mean, that's bound to happen. That happens with everybody. Even when I learned these languages, same thing happened. I mean, and to be honest, I also learned in that same order. C followed by C++, followed by Java, and Python, to be honest, I never even studied. I mean, when I did my graduation or post-graduation, that time Python was not even there as part of the curriculum of any university in the country. So forget about IIT or anybody anywhere else. It was not there as part of curriculum at all because it wasn't popular back then. So it's very obvious or natural to get confused with all these syntaxes. It's whatever you are facing is not new. Everybody has to go through that, and it's natural. So don't worry too much about it. I will tell you something like in this manner. Okay. If you are not able to solve that question, then you should be worried about it. Okay. If you know what to do in one language, then it's fine if you struggle with syntax. Syntax is something which you can learn in a day or two. Okay, so programming takes lifetime to learn, but syntax is something you can learn in a couple of days. So just keep practicing. That's the only way to tackle this thing and avoid using Google or internet for syntax. So if you struggle, try to read the error message which you're coming. Try to change that line, maybe with something else. Maybe a little bit of trial and error might required initially, but slowly that will reduce. But if you Google, it will give you direct answer. Okay, this is the syntax for doing some so and so, and you will simply use that, and that will solve your problem for that point of time. During exam, during OPPs, that will not help because during OPPs you cannot use the rest of the internet other than the portal itself. So better to stay away from directly searching syntax and just keep doing the practice. And see, if you have done C, C++ and Java, right, as part of your maybe I believe you are doing some BTech somewhere else.
Yes, sir.
Right, so you will have enough problem statements with you, right, Amir?
Yes, sir.
Which you have solved, those questions you have solved in C, C++ or Java, right?
Yes, sir.
Maybe try to solve, I mean, on top of our existing problems, try to solve those problems in Python. You know the logic. If you have done that in C, C++ or Java, you know how to solve the problem. So logically, it's in your mind. Just try to translate that into Python. So that practice will solve this syntax confusion issue.
So to remind the syntax every time, I should in every week I should try a different type of language.
No. I'm not saying like that. Every week, I'm not saying you should learn a new language. See, over a period of time, after practicing again and again, you will get used to it. Okay, I mean, right now you are saying you're in first year or second year, you are very new to this thing, right? But as you go ahead and as you learn more languages, you will this will become habit. I mean, you will not get confused by various languages. It might feel confusing initially, but you will get used to it. It just requires more time. So that's why I said for Python, just do this practice, right? I mean, as you said, you already know C, C++ and Java. I understand all those three languages have similar syntaxes. There are slight changes, but it's at least similar. Python is completely different. So yeah, initially that trouble will always be there. You might add semicolons, you will open those curly brackets, you might close those brackets, you might forget those indentations and all. So it's very natural, it's obvious. Everyone who learns Python after learning these languages goes through that. Okay, including myself, including the professors and everybody. So it's very natural. Just give it some time. That's all. So
Yes,
it's
sir.
not something, some very serious issue we have to fix in some way. It just keep practicing on Python. Continue to write, solve all PPA, GRPA, or whatever question we do, or if you have some extra question, try to solve those, and that's it. I mean, it will take care on its own.
Sir,
I mean,
but
your
one
brain will get trained in a way to what you want to call it, to separate out these languages while writing codes.
Sir, but I
Excuse me.
discovered that I discovered that with time that the syntax of C and C++ is quite tough as compared to Python. And I have heard that, and some companies add a blockage to students, like they want the students to code in C and C++, which are more tougher language as compared to Python. So is it so in the industry now?
No, I mean, as far as what I have seen, I don't think any company do that unless and until that company has a specific requirement for that language. There are some companies who work on hardware. And this is, I mean, we are going off track, but I'll tell you. Even today, C and C++ being one of a few of the oldest languages, people still use those when there is some hardware-related component is there, because these higher end languages like Java or Python and so on may not be that useful for low level programming. And for that, still people use C, C++. And if the company entirely works on those languages, then definitely that company will put in such restrictions. But the number of such organizations is very low. I mean, I will say it's negligible. So most of the companies will not even force you to write in a specific language. It's open. You should come up with a solution in any language. That's how 99.99999% companies will do. There will be some, as I said, negligible fraction who might ask you to write using a specific language, and that too with C or C++. Others, if they ask, they might use using Python and Java itself. But C and C++ is that rare, so you should not worry too much about it.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
And as a data science degree, nobody will ask you for C and C++. Okay? Because in data science, nobody uses C or C++.
Sir, I have a similar question. Can I ask?
Yeah, sure.
So I'm a direct diploma in programming student, and for this term I have Python, Java, and system command. So I'm just concerned how to manage all the OPPs, since I'm just repeating Python code. So I'm just very much concerned.
Swati, you shouldn't have, I mean, if you're repeating Python, then you shouldn't have registered for Java along with it. You should have registered for something else and taken Java in next term.
But so then it's
system commands is okay, but now I'll tell you where the problem will come. What Amey was saying, right? Python has a different syntax, Java has a different syntax, and in system commands you will study 3 different technologies. Okay, system command course itself, the single course has 3 different technologies, and all 3 technologies have 3 different syntaxes. Okay, so in this term, Java, Python, and those 3. So there will be 5 different sort of languages. I'm not calling languages because whatever you have in system commands all are not exactly languages. So that's why I use word technologies. But yeah, some 5 different technologies you are studying in single term.
But so then it's MAT will be left. Modern application development, and for this I need programming concept, Python and Java. So that's why I choose Java also.
So for application development, Java is not required actually.
But for making project, I think it will.
No, it doesn't require Java. Application development, all projects are using Python alone. No Java is required for application development project.
Okay, so what should I do?
Okay, I mean, it's your call. Personally, I will suggest try to do it for maybe try it for first couple of weeks. If you are able to manage, well and good. If not, it's better to drop one of the course. I mean, it's just a suggestion. Ultimately, it's your call. But studying 5 different technologies, having 5 different syntaxes in 12 weeks is very tough. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's really, really hard thing to do. Okay, so maybe try for a few weeks if you are able to manage, well and good. And if not, maybe you take a call and maybe drop a course. Right? There is some way to drop a course in first few weeks. You do not even,
some weeks.
yeah. Then you do not even lose your money, right?
Yes.
So that's the, I mean, this is something you have to take at your own, at your personal level cost. But this is what I would say. It will be tough. Okay. Maybe you go through the system command syllabus and Java syllabus. Don't just focus on first few weeks. Just also see what is coming in your way in upcoming weeks and see whether you can manage all that together.
Thank you, Pastor.
Yeah, sure. Okay, yes, Pratik. Okay, yeah, hang on, Pratik. Let me see what Sujay is saying. Okay, so Sujay is saying, is there more private cases other than which was passed? Did anyone ask me of your case? No, I seeing chat. Usually I don't, but I asked you to post it here, so I was looking at the chat. Okay, so somebody is also saying, also I am also not entirely clear on what your question is, but I will just tell you what the private or public test cases part is. So, okay, so for every question, there will be two types of test cases. One is called public test case, followed by something is called yes. So there will be a separate set of test cases called private test cases. Okay, so this sample test case is whatever you see below, right? Immediately, whatever is visible, right? I mean, after selecting language, you see, okay, test case 1. It will take some later weeks, later problems, right? So test case 1, test case 2. So these are public test cases. As you see, public test case 0 out of 2 pass, right? So that's what these public test cases are. But I will correct the code and execute it. The rest of the part was correct. Okay. So now if you see that 2 out of 2 test cases pass. This is after clicking on test run. So this will not give you any mark. This is like just a test run. Actual submit is this button which you are supposed to click. Unless until you click this, you will not get this. I mean, this particular assignment will not be considered as submitted. So once you submit this, there will be some hidden test cases. We call them private test cases. Submission successful, 5 out of 5 private tests pass. So as the name suggests, these are private. You will not know what exactly the test case is, but you will get the number that how many test cases pass. And when you see this message that 5 out of 5 you pass, that means your submission was successful and you will get full marks for this question. If it says 5 out of 5, if it is 4 out of 5, you will get marks in that proportion. Okay, so that's how the evaluation happens. And it's actually there on the portal. It's, I mean, detailed video is there as part of the course introduction. How to submit programming assignment. So maybe you should watch this video where we have explained this whole thing in even more detail.
Sir, please repeat now. Previous one.
Which one?
That submit.
Yeah, so what I was saying is there are 2 types of buttons which are available over here, right? As you can see, something called a test run and submit. After clicking on test run, it tests your code. It checks your code only for these public test cases, which are only 2 in this case. Some question might have 1, some question might be more than 2. Okay, so depending on question. These are public test cases will be tested after clicking on test run. But you have to click on submit in order to verify it with the hidden test cases. We call them private test cases. And it's mandatory to submit. Without that, your score will not be considered. Right? So maybe if I take the example of GRPA. Okay. And bring some random stuff.
Sir, I have an answer. Can I talk about that one here?
Yeah, just hold on. Just hold on a moment. Just give me a minute. Let me finish this. So, okay. So after clicking on test, and of course it failed and everything because I have not written the actual code. But okay, do you see that it still says it is not submitted, right? You will not see anything here. But after clicking on submit, I know it's a wrong code, but at least you will get that message, right? It says 0 out of 5 test cases passed, but it will show you last test run or the last submit, right? Last test run was on 6th September and so time, and then last submit was at this time. So make sure you have submitted. Test run alone is not enough. Submit, you have to click only after. Okay, make sure this is 2 out of 2. Then you submit, and then you make sure it is 5 out of 5. That's what is there. 2 public test cases, 5 private test cases for this question. These number might vary from depending on question to question, but both things has to pass in order to get these full marks. All right. So, and beyond that, now I will not explain more of this. Please watch this video, which is there in course introduction, how to submit a programming assignment. Okay. It's not too long. I think it's some 10 minutes of, yeah, not even 10, some 6 minutes of code, right? So please watch that 6 minutes of video, and that will solve all your doubts on that front.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Thanks.
Sir, can I ask?
You are saying something. Is it related to this?
Yeah. Well, I'm not able to get to Python course page. From my current courses page, if I click course page, it's keep on looping there. It goes and asks me to connect the email, and once I connect it, again it goes back to the dashboard.
Yeah, so once it goes to first you have to log in using your email and then click on the link. Then
Yeah, I did that one. Every time I do that one, it's not at all going to the course page. It's continuously getting back to the dashboard only.
Okay. Have you registered for Python?
Yes, I registered for 3 courses. Python is one of it.
Okay. Have you? I mean, what's your status of your payment?
I paid. It shows that when it's already payment is received.
Received. Okay. Then it should be. Are you a direct entry to diploma or anything of that nature?
No. I went through the foundation level and finished. After finishing foundation, I moved on to the diploma level.
Okay. Then okay, you may not have access to share your screen. So Mohan, just give me some time. Let me clear. There are only 3 students who have doubt. Post that, maybe you can share your screen and show me what exactly.
Yeah. I'll do that.
Yeah. But let's not deviate. Let me finish this and I will come back.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Sure. Yeah, sure. Thanks. Yes, Pratik.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, sorry, I called your name earlier and I had to cut you in.
No problem. Sir, I was asking when we solve a particular question, right? So there are procedure which we follow, but in the beginning of some weeks, like week 1 to 4. So to solve those questions quite a short, like writing code bit shortly. So can we use functions like suppose we are making a list, right, out of something. So instead of you're taking it directly into list, or we can use split functions, right? So will there be awarded less marks for using functions or something?
No, nothing like that. We do not discriminate codes based on what is written inside. If it gives the correct output for some set of inputs, you will get full marks.
Like the test cases should be passed, right?
Yes, test cases should be passed. That's all. So the final evaluation happens only based on that. If test cases are passing, you will get marks. And for full marks, it's not. We do not, at least for this course, we do not go into detail of how the code is written. If you are happy with code is passing all test cases, you will get marks. Maybe in upcoming courses, not in this Python course, there is some upcoming courses where optimized code is what we are looking for. At that time, only passing test cases is not enough. We also look for how much time it takes, whether it optimized or not.
Like we need to take in mind the time complexity and space complexity.
Correct. Exactly. That those things we consider but for some different courses, this is a introductory course of programming, right? So in this course, the passing of test case is enough.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, sir.
Okay, sure. Thanks. Aditya?
Yes, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you're audible.
Actually, I have gone through the discourse forum, and there was a link. There was chats about CodeChef and registration for competition, something about that. So, do I need to have an account with CodeChef and all of that?
Yeah, all those things are required, but just wait for a formal announcement from our side by tomorrow or day after tomorrow. You will get that announcement in that these details will be written. It is clearly given instruction that what you are supposed to do, step-wise procedure will be it is there. Okay.
Okay.
CodeChef, wait for a day or two, you will get all the details.
Okay, one more question I have. What is the specification needed for this Python programming course? Like for hardware and software, any specification? Like I have 12 GB, so it should work, I think.
Yeah. See, no specification. Any device with the working internet, good internet connection is important. Okay, internet connection should be good. That's all. Okay. Beyond that, your machine should be in a working state. That's all. I mean, we are not expecting you to buy any higher end machines and higher end hardware or software. Not at all required. Any decent enough laptop or desktop will work.
Okay. Thank you.
If your browser is working, your Google Chrome or whichever browser you are using, if your browser is working, that's enough for this. Or not just for this, for any courses, even upcoming courses, we will not ask you to buy any costlier.
And sir, one more thing, like if I am using Anaconda or like Anaconda software for running Python and Jupyter Lab, so it is very lengthy. It has some like 500 MB. So should I use it or should I continue on the forum on the dashboard one?
Better to continue on dashboard because ultimately your exam will be on dashboard, right? And then you might face issue adjusting from those other IDs to dashboard, this portal ID.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I will do it on dashboard one.
Yeah, sure. Better. Okay. Next, Shivani.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
Actually, I have to ask, is it mandatory to have separate device for this course? Or can we use
for
this course, Python, etc.? Or can we use of Sydney, even for exam, PPF?
For exam? Sorry, separate device.
So is it mandatory to have separate device? Or can we use of Sydney?
Separate device as in separate device as in I'm just talking about your mobile phone. That's all. Okay. You don't require any different hardware. Do you have a laptop or desktop or something?
So no, I don't have separate. It's of my brother.
You have what?
I don't have any laptop.
You don't have laptop, right? But during exam, you will require laptop. I mean, you cannot do programming using mobile.
But my brother have. So
your brother has, right? So you can use his laptop, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is enough. If you have that access to some laptop, that's enough. And do you have a smartphone?
Okay, even for exam also?
Yeah, in exam also you can use somebody else's laptop. That's not a problem. You can use.
Okay.
Okay, that you can. I mean, we will not be checking who owns that laptop and who used that. That's not required. Only thing is you should have some device access should be there. Okay. I mean, what I'm saying is you cannot do Python programming on mobile phone. You will require either desktop or laptop. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks. Yes, Soumya.
Yes, sir. Sir, is the last GRPA question discussed? Or like
It's a GRPA question, right? So we cannot discuss.
no? All I wanted to ask is that is that question you will be able to solve without if else block?
Yes, you can solve it without difference.
Okay.
As the statement itself says, right? Week 1 concept.
Yeah, that's why I'm. But
yes,
I'm not
yes,
getting.
you can. I have, as I said, told this earlier to many students. Do not read it with a programming mind. Read that question and try to interpret that question in a mathematical manner.
Okay, then I'll try again then.
Yeah, try again. I mean, you will get marks if you have done it using if else, not a problem, but better you find the other solution also, right? I mean, it's for your own satisfaction, right?
Okay. And one more thing, that the Replit that we are using now, the software, the software like lags, like some of the time, like it doesn't.
I know.
Yeah. So is
That's
there
why I'm
any?
saying, I mean, better to avoid it. We used it for recording purpose. It was easier. That's why me and both Professor Sudarshan used it. And in fact, while recording, we both also faced a lot of issues with Replit. So you will find some recordings which are not on Replit. So he might have used something else, I might have used something else. So there are some videos where we have done recording without Replit also. So Replit is not at all mandatory. See, there are videos talking about how to use Replit and so on, because many students ask us those doubts, right? That's why we added those recordings. But it's not mandatory. If you have some alternate way to, write.
Can you explain the environment in VS Code? Like for running Python in VS Code, I'm having issues some of the time.
Okay, so that's something we'll have to take it separately, not just part of this session, because many people may not even know what VS Code is. So that's why I said it's better to. I mean, see, because of this explicit reason, right? We actually initially suggested Replit, because installation for every single person might be tricky, and we cannot help thousands of students individually and helping them with their installations. That's why we thought some online platform is better.
So Jupyter Notebook or PyCharm can be a better option, right?
Yeah, that's also a good option. Or Google also has its online thing called Colab. So just like Replit, using your student mail ID, right? Your online degree mail ID, you can use Colab also, Google Colab. That's also, it's good. I mean, it uses Jupyter Notebook style thing. I mean, it's a Google's way of Jupyter Notebook.
But Colab, sir, but Colab requires an internet connection, sir. In Jupyter Notebook, you need not have an internet connection. You can.
Correct, but then if you are able, the problem is, see, if you made some mistake or there is something goes wrong during installation, we cannot help you. That's why we were suggesting online platform where no installation is required. Of course, internet is required, but
Replit has too many functions. Maybe that's why it's not only for Python. It has support for C++ also, I see.
Yeah, it has support for n number of things. All these IDs will have support for n number of things. Even Google Colab or whatever it is. See, even VS Code or other softwares which others are mentioning, right?
Yeah.
Most of these softwares will have support for almost all languages. That's why they are heavy. That's why, I mean, then they will demand, hardware requirements and software you'll have to install and all those things. The tricky business comes into picture. That's why we thought internet definitely, or you all will have internet connection. Just open a tab and start coding. And you don't have to worry too much about this environment setup and all that stuff. Okay, that's why we initially, that's why we thought it's best to suggest something which is easy. Just go to this website and start coding.
Sir,
I mean, it's not mandatory, as I said. Whatever you feel comfortable, please continue with that. But make sure you do enough practice on portal. because ultimately exam will be on portal. There is no choice will not be provided to you for exam during exam. So do enough practice on portal. Beyond that, you use whatever you are comfortable with. That's not a problem.
But sir, in the upcoming, in any upcoming session, please explain how to install like VS Code. I have installed on all the things. I've used VS Code for Java and other languages, but for Python it's becoming a little difficult. So, and at the end of the day, we need to use a proper ID. So that's why if you in the upcoming sessions, if you show it how to run Python in VS Code.
I would like to say something, sir, here. So, Soumyadeep, if you have a 8 GB plus RAM memory, then you can download Anaconda notebook. In Anaconda, you will get Jupyter also and PyCharm also. So whatever you like, you can use it from Anaconda from there.
But I guess those are only for Python. No, I'm talking about all the things in together in an integrated ID.
Yeah, so Vishwajit, in my personal opinion, actually VS Code is better compared to Anaconda.
But VS Code is there in Anaconda also, I think.
Yes,
no,
yes.
Agree. The point is Anaconda is too heavy, as you said, right? It requires at least 8 GB of RAM and so on, and even beyond that, sometimes it might hang and so on, right? It's very demanding software. And it involves a lot of components. If you are using only for Python, why to go through all that trouble? Just install Python and use Python's inbuilt ID. Do you know Python has its own inbuilt ID?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Then that basic one, it's very lightweight. It will not ask you for this much of RAM and nothing. Whatever RAM you have, if your operating system is running, that will run. So even that is more than enough for Python. So maybe once later on, when you start doing application development and those kind of courses, then maybe you can use full ID.
Can you provide the link, sir?
For
Python ID.
Python ID, you have to install Python from Python website.
Oh.
And it don't have to install it explicitly. Once you install Python, the ID comes along with it. It gets installed on its own. So just search for Python 3.6. Now Python website itself, official website, you will be able to install, right? Okay, like this. For Windows or whatever you.
Sir, only you can type download Python. It's enough, sir.
It's python.org.
Latest version, it will automatically give you the latest version, sir.
Correct. Latest version of Python. Yeah. Just search that and you will get that link. Just install that. I mean, if it's a Windows, just download. I mean, whatever system you have, just download the executable file of that particular version and install it. That's all.
So may I ask something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which version of Python are we, currently using? Because is it mandatory to use the same version specifically?
No. But use Python 3. That's mandatory. Don't use Python 2. Whatever syntaxes which we are teaching you, they are Python 3 and Python 2. Nobody uses anymore. So it's Python 3. It doesn't matter 3 point what is not important. It's 3 point anything should work.
Okay, sir. Yeah. And for the Suodeep, I just wanted to add this thing. I can help you with the setup, or you can just raise the query in the discourse forum and there will be people who will be able to help you.
Yeah. I think that's actually a better idea than we conducting sessions. See, I'll tell you the reason we avoid, suggest a specific software, because these are all different organizations, right? And officially we cannot promote any of those. Replit is different because Replit with IITM and Replit, we have a signed MOU between us. I mean, we have purchased the license and so on. So officially we can not promoting, but we can use word Replit and use them. Just like CodeChef. CodeChef is an external organization, but we can use them because we have some kind of agreement with the organization. But with other softwares, we cannot officially advise you to use any of those without proper agreement or some kind of understanding. So
Sir,
that's
actually,
the place where some restriction come. Officially, we cannot. So between students, you can do whatever you can. I mean, you can because you don't have that limitation, but we do, right? So that's the place where we struggle, explaining and doing all this formally. So informally, if it happens between students, we don't mind.
No, sir. This ID in the portal also is very good. That.
Yeah. Okay. If that's enough, then better you stick to that. You will not face any problem during exam.
Yeah. Only one who should introduce a dark mode here also.
Okay. That's something which we heard from many people, but yeah, I agree. Even I prefer dark mode. That's why you must have seen that all lectures are in dark mode, right?
Yeah,
Even both of us use dark mode. I mean, some odd occasion is where I've used white background because I've used some different software which doesn't allow me to use dark mode, but almost all videos are recorded in dark.
Dark mode, exactly.
Yeah, I mean that's something. It's a very long pending request from student side that not just this development environment, the entire website should be in dark mode and so on. So many people have suggested this, but yeah, okay.
I have a doubt, sir.
Sir, regarding this one only, sir, is a continuation kind of thing. Regarding a couple of your videos that has been given, sir. Especially palindrome kind of thing is one of the videos, sir. And adding the numbers like deleting from first to last kind of thing is another one. Wherein if we stop that video and watch that code kind of thing on the left side top kind of thing, IIT Madras emblem will be coming and it is intersecting with the behind information or code what you have given over there. If it is possible, you can just reshoot that one, sir, because that is nothing but strip kind of thing.
Okay. I mean, I don't have to even reshoot it, just the editing. So that symbol was added later.
True, sir.
The original video, it was not there. Can you tell me which video so that maybe I can figure out some way or help you?
Yes, sir. Palindrome, both of the.
Palindrome is in which lecture? I mean,
I'll mail it to you, sir, with timestamps and all.
Because see, this was recorded long time back.
True.
In September 2021.
2021, yes, sir.
Yeah, so
we got a meeting with you when we are in CT, sir, at that time.
Oh, okay. So I don't remember what's exactly there in which lecture. So please let me just learn the lecture number, then maybe I will help.
Timestamps I will give you, sir. Then it will be easier.
Sure.
Thanks, sir.
Okay, sure. Thanks. Pratik, your doubt is solved, or you have more?
No, sir. I have a doubt regarding the coder side. You can provide some info on
regarding
coder side, yeah.
Oh, that was a one-time thing which Professor Sudarshan did. It's not something which we did afterwards. That was something which we did in the fully first term of Python.
Will that be continued?
No, actually. I mean, it never happened after that. It happened only once, and it was triggered by Professor Sudarshan himself. It wasn't IIT Madras initiative. It was his personal initiative which he did in his own personal time. Okay. So it did not happen after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And one question, sir. I have heard that faculty changed for Python. Like Darshan sir is no more.
Yeah, Sudarshan sir is not involved in Python directly, but as you see, all lectures, all videos, all are recorded by either him or me. So that's not going to change. But officially, some faculty will be there who overlooked the course, right? So that faculty changed, and now it's Professor Satyadev from IIT.
I guess, sir, he is absent for 1 or 2 terms, right?
No. He was there only for first term. Okay, I think maybe second term, but yeah, I think maybe second term he was. First 2 terms he was there, and then later on he was not there. I mean, he was not because of his other commitments, he was not able to give time, and that's the reason he had to drop out of this. But see, from a student's perspective, you will not see any difference because the content is still same, right? Only the new new professor, the professor Satyadev, right? He just overlooks at the course and your question papers and your OPP exam questions and so on. So the content wise, nothing new will come and nothing will be modified. So whatever originally is there recorded in the first term itself, I think that is May 2020, not September 21. Actually, yeah, I think I misspoke. The recording happened in May 2020. So May, yeah, the first time when the program was the course was offered in May 2020. So that's the time the recording happened, and we'll continue to use those same lecture videos. Okay. So from student perspective or from learning side, you will not see any difference. You will have same experience what your previous batches had. Okay. Okay, I still see Pratik. Is that all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Vishwajit?
Yeah, sir, I have a doubt regarding actually yesterday, sir, in orientation session, sir didn't solve this issue. Sir, actually, I have a doubt that right now in diploma level, sir, we have a 12 courses, right, and 4 projects, right, sir?
Yeah.
So, sir, the projects.
So who did not solve your doubt?
Yesterday in orientation session, I have written in chat box, but they didn't see. I don't know they didn't see or not. Okay. So, sir, actually, so in the project, will project consider as a subject or it's separate, sir?
Yeah, it will be. I mean, it will not be considered as a subject, but it will be. I mean, you have to register for projects separately. It will carry its own what you call it, credits and so on. So in a way, yeah, it's a subject, but it is related to some other subject, right? So project is not a standalone entity. Project is I mean, every project is associated with some other course.
Okay, so in that case, for example, if someone wanted to take 3 courses per term, so in that case, 2 courses he has to take, and along with that, 1 project. Is that like, or for if someone like to take 4 courses in a term, so he has to take 3 courses along with 1 project? Is that the way?
It's not like you can do whatever combination you want. Maximum is 4, right? That you know. I mean, if not 4, it depends on your credit carrying capacity, right? So that limitation is there. That upper limit is there, but it's up to you to do this combination. Whether you want to do all courses together, all projects together, or maybe some mix and match. That's up to you.
Yes. So my question is, that for example, maximum 4 courses will have to take, right? So in that way, so including project or excluding the project?
Okay, I think it is including project, but let me quickly check that. It should be there, right?
Yeah, in diploma level, sir. Yeah, both the diploma levels.
The website it is mentioned along with that one, sir. Yeah, the same website.
So diploma level,
right?
Go to diploma levels.
Yeah.
12 courses plus 4 projects.
Yeah, 6 courses plus 2 projects, right? This is for programming. So, okay, for projects we are not. Okay, so this thing, right? For project application development 1 and 2, there are projects and programming side, right?
Because it has 2 credits, sir. So.
Yeah, it's a 2 credit. So it will be considered as a separate course. Do you see? I mean, when I added a separate course, I mean, it has its own code, right? So that means it is added as a separate entity.
Okay, so total right now we have a 16 course. That means, right? Earlier it was 12 course. Right now it's 16 courses, right?
Correct.
In diploma.
So see, actually, what happened is originally these projects were part of the course itself, but for 4 credits you were supposed to do everything what you do for other subjects. Along with that, you are supposed to do project, and a project will have Viva. You are supposed to do your project demo and so on. So that was the additional thing on top of your quizzes and everything. So that's where what many students were saying. I mean, it was maybe it was a bit challenging to do all that, and that too for 4 credits. That's why, and project is not non-negotiable thing, right? You cannot take out projects from application development. The project has to be there. So we thought better we will give more incentives and give you more credits, and that's where we split that out. So in 12 weeks, you are not supposed to do everything in 12 weeks. 12 weeks, you do all quizzes and all that, just like any other course. And projects you can do separately and as per your free time, right? Maybe you can do application development 1 and 2, both courses you finish, and maybe do both projects together, or maybe one after the other. So that's something, that flexibility was not there initially. So we thought better to bring that in, that flexibility, so that students can spend more time, developing projects. Earlier, it was a strict schedule of 12 weeks. Now you can use even now, for example, in this term I did application development 1, just the course, and maybe project I can register the project Viva thing I can register for next term. Then I get actually these 3 months, next 3 months, and 1 month in between, right? 3 plus 3 plus 1. That much time I will get for project. Right. So this flexibility, or else you can of course do it together and close it. But yeah, so that.
So in that case, sir,
that flexibility, we have split it for application as well as your machine learning, or machine learning as well as management, business management side.
So in that case, sir, so we can take a machine learning foundation, business data management, and machine learning techniques, and business data management project, 4 courses, right? In a term.
Yes, you can.
That means we can't take more than 4, right?
Yeah, that's true. You can, but make sure whether you can manage 4 together, okay? Because at degree level managing 4, at diploma level managing 4 together will be tough. At foundational level, you might have managed it, but at diploma level, trust me, it won't be easy.
Yeah. So
Which means just now, this term only you finished CT, right?
Last term, sir.
Last term, okay. You are from last term, okay. So, and this term you finished Python.
Yeah, for Python, I missed the end term exam, sir. Actually.
Okay.
So due to that, I need to. They said that I only need to appear for the final exam. So I thought, sir, waiting for like 3 months and giving exam to like in the month of December. So maybe I should learn something from here.
Yeah,
So
you can learn, but officially you cannot register for any of these courses, right? Yeah, but videos are available. You can start studying. Maybe, as I said, right, you can even start working on your project. Use this time in a productive manner.
Yeah, I started doing some projects, sir.
Okay, that's good then.
Sir, but degree level 8 courses remains the same, right, sir? Like earlier it was 8 courses, still it is 8 courses, right?
Yeah, I believe so. It will be there. No?
So they only, this time they have only increased 4 courses as a project, right? So 31 plus 4, 31 plus 4, it was 35 courses.
This thing changed as this change came into picture along with that BS degree. Right. For BS degree, there are some additional credits, right? So some of those credits we thought better to manage in the BSc part itself by giving extra credits for projects.
Okay.
So that additional thing what was required for BS now reduced because we increased it here. So in general, BSc level credits changed a bit. So this entire restructuring happened when that BS thing came into picture. And
so
not
can we
that, it also helps students, manage it well. So yeah.
So can we take extra courses apart from these 8 courses, sir, in BS in BS degree?
Yeah, there are electives, right?
Yeah. No, 8 courses has to be mandatory. It is given mandatory that you need to finish 8 courses.
That's minimum. See, minimum credit requirement is there. That minimum you have to fulfill. If you want to do more, you have to take more credits. You are more than welcome to do that.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
So I have a doubt.
Yeah.
So basically, sir, I was using length code. That is, so can it be can it can we measure the length of the string, or basically it shows the error in while measuring the length of an integer. So can't we
You
measure?
cannot, right? Integer doesn't have a length.
Okay.
That's what I was saying earlier, right? You can measure a length of something which is not a single entity. Integer is a standalone, unique. I mean, it's a okay. It's like a atom, right?
Okay.
It's an atomic entity. You cannot split integer into pieces. I mean, you can say I'll remove this digit, that digit out, but that's a different story. And at a data structure level, the integer is the basic data type, right?
Okay.
So you cannot split that into smaller parts, but with string that is possible. String is what? String is a combination of characters. So if it's a combination of something, then you can measure the length. Just like list. List also is a combination of various elements inside. You can measure the length.
Okay. But sir, there is an integer like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is a whole integer. If you want to access some middle number of like 4, if you want to access 4 directly without going through 1, 2, 3, so how do we do that? Like how we can access directly 4? Actually, there is a question on that, so that's why I'm asking.
I know there is a question, and I explained that the PPA 7, right?
Okay, actually I joined late, so okay.
Yeah, this is out.
Okay, I will watch.
So keep it as a string and convert that particular character later on to integer.
So first convert integer to integer to.
Do not convert. Input will always give you string only, right?
Okay.
It's by default string.
Yeah, it is.
Don't convert.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, that's where I was making mistake. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Thanks. Okay. Yes, Ravikant.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Actually, sir, it was like I said the link, sir. So sorry for sharing that.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Make sure you don't do that.
No, actually, some boys asked it, so I said it.
Yeah, I understand. See, officially, I will tell you, we are not against these groups, okay? But this is not the platform to promote those. That's my point, okay? Students should have some groups internally. We want you to discuss things, and that's how you will learn. When you discuss various things, share, okay, I read this thing here, please you also read this. I mean, this is how the knowledge transfer happens. So please, I mean, we are not against it, but as I said, as it's not an official thing, it should not be promoted or shared on an official platform. That's my point. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Sir, do we have on-demand session in the future like we had in the previous terms?
Okay, on-demand sessions were there only for CT or maybe some other courses. For Python, we may not require on-demand session because we already have 3 sessions in a week. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Every alternate week we will have sessions. So whatever in our experience, we do not require any more sessions on top of it. If required, we can have. We don't mind conducting more, but generally these 3 are enough. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Sure. Yes. Shubhangi?
Yes, sure. I'm audible, sir?
Yeah, you're audible. Go ahead.
Sir, I have an issue in PPA1, sir, question.
Okay. What's the doubt? Just stop sharing it.
Okay, sir, I have written it, but my answer is wrong. So I don't understand.
Okay.
Could you explain, sir?
Okay. No, I mean, I'll explain, but before that, I want to know what you have done. First, can you explain me what you're supposed to do in this question?
5 positive like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4.
What it says, first 5 positive integers, right?
Yes, sir.
So do you have to print 0 or not?
Yes, sir.
Why? Just check the test case. You're supposed to print from 1 onwards, right?
Oh, sorry.
It's a
1.
positive integer. How come? How many? 0 is not a positive integer, right?
Yeah, so sorry.
You see what it says? See, it's simple. Just click on this, select the language, scroll down, you will see the test cases.
Okay,
This
sir.
is what your expected output should look like.
Okay.
You're supposed to print 5 numbers each on new line. That's all
1.
you have to print. Right?
Okay.
This
Yes,
is
sir.
what you are supposed to print. Can you try now?
Just print I plus 1.
What is I? Why you need I?
I is a positive number.
Okay, but you know you just have to print 5 numbers, right? Why can't you print 1, print 2, print 3, print 4? Why do you even require a variable? Are you understanding my point? What if I write simply like this? Print 1.
Okay.
Don't you think this is sufficient? I mean, this will not give you the final answer, but
Okay.
when I execute this, I will get at least first, right?
Yes,
I
sir.
can repeat that for 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, sir.
I will get the answer, right? And don't worry about this slash as it's mentioned here also. But every time, whenever you see this additional slash and at the end, don't worry. It's the additional thing which is actually for your own help, which you are not realizing now. Later on, you realize why that slash n is coming and why it is actually helpful.
Okay, sir.
Okay, yeah, so this will work, right?
Yeah, sir.
Okay.
Nice, clear, sir.
Okay, great.
Thank you, sir.
Sure, thanks. Anything else? Anybody else have any doubt?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Am I-
Vikas. Yes, you are audible.
Sir, for practice,
Yeah,
where I can search for more questions,
For practice, what?
I can search for more questions like just be study in week 1, this type of questions where I can search for.
These are very basic questions. You may not find such questions anywhere else. I mean, at least at week 1 level. Maybe once we do first 3, 4 weeks, right? Then we will be in a position where we have covered if else block, we have covered for loop, we have covered while loop, and so basic constructs of programming will be covered by them. And then maybe even these concepts like list and dictionary and these will be also be covered. Then you will find a lot of questions online. Of course, we will provide questions from our side. And see, usually whatever number of questions we are providing, right, those will be enough for practice. Because as you can see, there are at least 15 questions in this week, right?
Yeah.
So instead of 12 weeks, even though we consider let's say 10 weeks, still you will get 150 plus questions, right?
Yeah.
On top of that, there will be some mocks will be there, mock exams will be there, there will be some more practice tests are there. So in general, during 12 weeks, you will definitely solve more than 200 questions on portal itself. I mean, at least those many questions we will provide. At least 200 questions will be provided during these 12 weeks on the portal. And I believe that is more than enough practice to, for Python. Beyond that, if you want to do something extra, of course, you can explore and use full power of internet.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just studying while loop, and I just wanted to know how I learned here.
Sorry?
I was just searching for questions for while loops.
Okay, but while loop is something which we haven't covered yet, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can learn ahead of our syllabus and get things done, no problem. But it might be a bit tough. Resolve your queries based on some concept which is not covered because it will be irrelevant for other students. So, I mean, if you come here and ask me some question, and it's more like you coming and asking me a question on Java. I definitely, I mean, even though I might know that, I will not help you in for that question, right? Because the session has some purpose. We should stick to that. One purpose. We should stick to one. We could have answered many operational queries, but that's fine. Today was first step. Next open.
Okay, sir.
Take those.
Okay, sir.
Of course, you can. You don't mind. Or best way in such a case, post it on Discord. Other peers,
Sir, looks like you're not clearly audible. The voice is massive.
Yeah.
Voice is breaking.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm also facing.
From the
Still
last 1
bad,
minute.
okay. Hello?
Yeah, now it's fine.
Yeah, now it's clear.
So,
Uh,
what part was I?
Excuse me, sir. Again, it's happening.
Okay. Hello? Is it better?
Yes, slight better.
I don't know. I mean, I've done thing. I've changed. I just waited for a few seconds and said again. Okay. So if it's better now, can you just tell me till what point you heard me so that I can repeat the missing part?
So you were telling that when you will taught, then I can ask for these questions.
Yeah, so it's better to ask these questions once they are covered as part of the content, right? Otherwise, understand what, which is not a good thing in a live session.
Yeah.
Like that is that you post it on a Discord, then you can take it over there. Okay.
So, do we have a official Discord server?
Yeah, we have Discord, not Discord. We have Discord.
Oh, Discourse. Okay. Yeah, got it.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, sure. Thanks. Then when no queries are there, we can stop.
Excuse me, sir. Good evening, sir. Hello.
Good evening. Yes, hello.
Sir, I had one small doubt that in the examinations, programming exam, you said we will have the similar portal which we have for GRP, right?
Yes, yes. Same portal, whatever we are saying, right? Which is PPA and ERPS, the same portal.
Sorry, sir. Couldn't understand. I didn't get you.
Yeah, I think that might be because of my Bluetooth headphones. The range might be less. Okay. I just answering the door. Yeah, sorry. So I was saying, right, whatever PPA or GRPS you see on the portal, right?
Yes, sir.
The same thing will be used for exam. So it will look exactly identical, but the exam link will be different. You cannot access exam using same link. We will provide you a separate link on the exam day, but it will look exactly identical to what you are seeing for PPS and GRPS.
So, like when we do test run and as such, and we get the error messages.
Yeah. Absolutely. The test run, submit, all those things will be there. The private test cases, public test cases, it will be exactly like that.
And like whatever line number and if something is mentioned over there, if we make any mistake.
Correct.
So that
exactly.
Those hints will also be there in the exam.
Yes. See, no, those are the errors, right? Whatever we saw now.
Yes.
So those always comes from Python side, and they will also come. All those things. See, as I said, it will be exactly identical to what you are seeing during these PPS or GS.
That will be fine, because sir, while solving, I found that some of those hints were really helpful in finding like what I'm doing wrong. So
Correct.
I thought
Hints
like in
the
exam,
error messages which come.
error message,
right?
error. Yes.
Yeah. That will come. Error messages will come. And see, no one can do programming without going through those error messages. Okay. Even after years and years of experience in programming, still nobody writes the perfect code in first attempt. Okay, trust me on
right,
that.
sir.
Anybody. There will be errors, and that's how you read those errors, correct your code, execute again. That's how it works. And that's what we expect you also to do.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. That will be all, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Devansh.
Sir, actually, I was learning Python in my 12th standard as well, like as a part of my vacations. And now I am also introduced to Python after a long time. So while solving any type of questions in Python, the most basic problem I face is the logic, like how to approach a particular question. Like I'm aware of the syntax, but I don't know how to frame the logic to solve that particular question. So how do I exactly tackle this problem in order to, solve the question?
Okay. So first, okay. So you are saying, I mean, is it only with Python or other languages?
Like I started with Python only now.
Okay. Okay.
So I don't have any idea about other languages. So my question is specifically targeted towards Python at this
Okay.
moment.
And what if I ask you to, let's say, you have done CT, right?
Yeah, computational thinking I've done.
Yeah. So maybe if I ask you to write, a solution to a problem using that CT pseudocode, or maybe in plain English statement, will you be able to do that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, somewhat I can do that, but not all.
Okay. I'm trying to understand at what point the problem. So if you're not able to write even that using plain English sentences, then problem is not with Python, right?
No, I could write those plain sentences, but framing that logic into code, that becomes a problem.
Okay, okay. So that is something is practice. Okay. Logic, if it's ready in your head, okay, in your head, if you know what you're supposed to do, then that translating your thought process into code is just practice. Okay, and that's why we have these many number of PPAs and GRPAs and so on. Okay, so that's first. And another the thing is, I mean, the two things you should do, not maybe for week one, it may not be applicable because, as I said, week one is very simple, straightforward, and basic. So for upcoming weeks, this strategy, right? The two things as I was talking about. First is, after reading the problem statement, try to break that down into smaller components, into smaller goals, right? Whenever the problem, what happens is whenever students see a problem statement, you immediately start, okay, I will take this input, I will do this, I will write for loop, I will do while loop, I will do this, I will do that, and I should get the output. Don't do that. Break that out. I mean, whatever your problem statement, right? Break that down into smaller goals. Right? Your first goal is, okay, let's say some input is required. Your first goal is, let's say, how to accept an input. That should be your very first, very basic level goal.
Right.
Accept that input. As soon as you accept that input in some variable, immediately print that variable and see whether your variable is having the actual value which you anticipate.
Okay.
Many times what happens, you write 15-20 lines of code and then you realize that, okay, this variable was supposed to have this value, but it's not there. That's why my entire code is failing. And that was actually line number 1.
Okay, right.
Okay, so don't test the code immediately. I mean, after writing these many number of lines.
So like we should test the code at every stage, every few lines.
Yes, yes. See, your test cases will fail, definitely, because you have not written the full logic. But you can print in between and see whether the variable holds what the value it is supposed to at that level. It might not be the final answer, but in your thought, you will know, right, at this point of time, this variable should have this value. Right. Test it, print it, and check it whether that's the case or not. So that if you are making a mistake, you will be able to resolve those at that very point. Rather than, after writing 15-20 lines of code, you are correcting first 2 lines. That's not the ideal thing.
Right, right.
Okay. I mean, slowly you will get that enough confidence that you do not have to test your code after every 2-3 lines. Maybe slowly from 2 to 3 lines, maybe you will go to 5-6 lines. Maybe after that 10-15 lines. So number of testing you do in between, right? That will increase slowly as you get more confidence. But
Okay.
initially, that's the one approach you should follow. That's why I said
like
this week one may not be the good place because the entire code is one line thing. But but in general, I'm saying in the upcoming week, that's the best approach you should do. And that is something we will do. We will teach you even in those live coding sessions, right? That's why we have 2 live coding sessions on Thursday and Saturday.
Right.
So during those sessions, I mean, of course, I cannot take all sessions, but I will be also there. There will be some other instructors who will do sessions. So the focus of those sessions to teach you how to approach a problem after reading that problem statement.
Okay, sir.
So we will also read that problem statement like a student. Like, I mean, even though we know the answer, we will read it as if we are reading it first time. We will write some code. We will make some intentional mistakes. We will write some code which will pass for some test cases. It might fail for some test cases. Then we will together will try to see, we'll try to figure out, what might have got wrong. Then we might correct that code. We'll try it again, and finally we will end up towards the final answer with these in between intentional mistakes and so on. I mean, mistakes as in the intentional mistakes, which obviously some obvious mistakes which most of the students do. So we will also intentionally do that mistake. We'll show you that error. Okay, this error comes. What is the meaning of that error? How to interpret that error? Based on this error, how you can fix the code. All these things will be covered in those 2 live sessions on Thursday and Saturday. So this thing will also help you, how to approach a problem and how to, this journey from reading the problem statement till final answer. It's not like, okay, I immediately started typing and within few minutes I got the answer. It's not that straightforward thing, right? You will fail in between your code. I mean, your code will fail in between. Maybe partially it will fail, partially it will succeed, and so on. So all these intermediate steps also will show you that progression from scratch till the final code. That progression is what we'll do in that live coding intentionally, even though we have the final answer.
Right, sir. So, sir, mathematics component will we know like logic involves converting from English to code, and it involves some mathematics component also. So like we need to introduce some variables and we need to use some arithmetic operations like which are like maybe really basic, but we don't we don't get that instantly in our mind, like how to really execute those. So like that also comes through practice, or we have to get through some fundamental problem. Is it like so?
Okay. So I don't think you will require any hardcore mathematics for Python. Okay, whatever you have studied in school days, right? Basic addition, subtraction, multiplication, and these basic mathematical operations, right? Maybe a power of something, square root of something. These very basic things which I believe you all know.
Yeah, I mean, in the sense like we don't get that strike instantly, like we have to use this kind of maths concept in this particular kind of problem. So we don't get that instantly in our mind while solving a logical problem. So is that also part of the practice that
that's also part of practice slightly, but that's actually part of not coding side. That is part of the logical thinking side.
Yeah, that's what.
Right?
Yeah.
And logical thinking is something which evolves over a period of time. I use this sentence many times. It's not something which you can learn. Okay, logic is not something we can learn. It evolves over a period of time. Okay.
Okay.
So let me tell you a small example. I mean, now Python is just first week, so I will use the example from previous course. When you did CT, I mean computational thinking.
Yes, sir, I was into it.
Which term? Which term?
The last previous term, the May batch.
May term itself, right? May term itself. Okay. So in May term of CT, in first, let's say week 3 we introduced pseudocode, right?
Yes, sir.
At that point of time, we just had if, else, and maybe for and while and so on. At that time, Remember those days when you saw pseudocode for the very first time?
Right,
That
sir.
was it difficult?
A slight difficult, but we used to get, we used to like solve it on a paper step by step, each and every line.
Correct,
So
correct.
it takes time, but we used to get the answer.
Correct, correct. But today, if I give you some problem from week 3, will you require that much of time, and will you feel that it's that difficult?
Not really.
Not really, right? You might even be able to solve that question without even touching pen and paper. Just by looking at it visually, you might be able to solve, right?
Right.
That's what I was talking about. It evolves over time. Okay, because you have spent enough time looking at a particular structure that it strikes you immediately after looking at it. Okay, this is what it is doing. You might not even have to go it line by line. That comes with experience. So it's not something which you can learn from reading books. Will not teach you this. This is for this you have to spend time.
Okay.
Right. Experience is something you can't buy in the market, right?
Yes,
Same
sir.
thing. Same thing.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. And okay. And one more thing for I mean, this is too early to tell you this, but as a good practice, right? In upcoming weeks, and even I think in some of the lectures or somewhere even Sudarshan sir mentioned. I don't remember it's part of the lecture or some session he mentioned, but this is a standard thing which any programming teacher, any teacher who teach programming language will tell you that see, sometimes it's good practice to practice on same question again and again. Okay. Not this question, maybe some question from week 5, week 6, which is slightly complicated. I mean, at least moderately complicated question. So for that question, today you try to solve that question. Okay. You might struggle somewhere. You might have to refer some online resources, or maybe the solution document which we provide, or maybe some hints which we might provide. So all these things you might have to refer today. Okay. And it might to take you maybe 45 minutes to solve that problem. I mean, talking about programming. Okay, you did that ultimately after all this trouble, after 45 minutes, you got the final answer. Done. Forget about it. Maybe do not look at that question for next 4 or 5 days. Okay, because it will be fresh in your mind for at least for those many days. You continue with the rest of the things, solve some other question, study whatever you do, or just do not look at that question which you struggled for another 4 or 5 days. After those 5 days, go back to that question and try to write code for that question from scratch with blank screen. Okay, do not use any of the previous reference material. Delete your previous code and start from very scratch. From blank screen, start writing that code. Read the question again, read the test cases, try to analyze it again. Think about the approach, not necessarily the same approach which you took last time. Maybe this time you can try different approach and so on. This time you yourself will feel that the number of resources you had to access outside will reduce down. The time which you took last time, maybe 45 minutes, this time the time will also go down. Okay, so repeat this maybe for 3-4 times, and then you yourself will feel the confidence about, you will get that confidence about that question. I agree, it may not help you directly in other question, but you will feel that confidence for that specific question. But make sure you do that after a break of 4 or 5 days. Don't do it on subsequent days, or maybe morning and evening and afternoon and evening. That will not work. Okay, let 4 or 5 days go in between where you have not looked at that question at all. Maybe even a week, if that helps, depending on the individual person. But yeah, so that is another approach which actually helps. But make sure you start typing your code from first character itself. Delete everything and start again after a break of 4 or 5 days. That will also help. Okay, and as I said, at that point it might feel that it is helping only for that question, but overall in a larger sense, it will actually help you in other questions also, because then you will start seeing patterns. Okay, this is something I have done earlier in so and so question. May not be the whole thing, But in this question, okay, these many things are required, but out of this block I have done in that question, this block I have done in some other question. You will start seeing these patterns, and then you will find this programming even more easier.
Yeah, may I ask a small thing, Omkar sir?
Yeah, sure.
So actually, I have dropped out from the course last time, and I've repeated this semester. A small request to make, like in the methodology, like there would be definitely two sets of students, one from programming background and one from non-programming background. And what happens in the pace of learning, majorly when there was a process in the last term that students used to share the screen, and the particular question has to be discussed. So in that process, the people who are not from programming background, they cannot catch up the speed with what a person from programming background or little programming knowledge can do. So please take care of that, because what happens in that particular process, a person really not from the background of programming will really get demotivated. Second thing is, whenever a concept is there, as I believe one of the student Devansh was discussing, that if some prior thing, like for example, if solving some problem might require CT week 5 or week 9 concept, so if that can be told, we can revise that particular thing, and in one of the 3 sessions we can come up with that and build the logic. So if that is to be done, if that is to be that can be told by the instructor, that would be great. So that is one thing from my side, a small request.
Yeah, okay, sure. So regarding your second point, right? That revision from CT course, actually it's not at all required that you have to revise exactly anything from there, because during recording these lectures, right, we have taken care, we have made some connections to previous courses also. In some of the videos, you might even see some screenshots taken from some previous lectures where Madhav sir is talking something else, or maybe JV sir is talking something. So we have taken some even portions, some small videos that might also have been cropped from there and added as part of new content. Just to remind, okay, this is what we have done there. Now let's try to do same thing using Python here. So something of those nature, those relations we have already incorporated as part of our lecture content in Python. So you don't have to go back in CT. We have done that back and forth thing. Okay, so that's first. Second, regarding going with the pace of the slowest learner in a sense, right, is definitely is required. So that's something we will definitely take care of. Okay, I don't know what happened last time. Last time I was not part of Python, but this time I will ensure that that this thing will be followed. Okay. So this is something I told to that in the previous month, right? The entire August month, we were doing some remedial sessions. I don't know whether you guys are aware of it, but we were doing some remedial sessions for those failed students. I was mentioning some 1,000+ students failed in Python last term. So I was conducting live lectures for them for a month and so on. So during that time, on first day, I told them, I might bore you, but I will not leave anybody behind. Okay, so whoever the advanced learner or maybe somebody who have already know Python, for you, because I will start everything from scratch, from basics, but I will not leave anybody behind. So that's something I will make sure to follow during these sessions also. Okay, I will also talk to other instructors and ask them to follow that same idea.
Yeah, thank you very much, Omkar sir.
Sure. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, Ayush.
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, I had doubt in PPA 2. Hello, sir. Sir, disconnecting.
My screen visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is visible. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what's the doubt in this?
Sir, actually, I knew little bit of loop concept, so I used that for loop concept over here. But somehow I didn't get the same pattern. Actually, I got the output, but it was not in new line.
Okay.
And I searched it, so somewhere I found that I had to print function in the last. So I didn't get that part, that why I had to do that.
Correct. I got the point. I mean, what solution you got, and I understood. Okay. So the point is, first of all, for this question, it's from week 1. We haven't studied any loops yet, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
No, sir, I just wanted to know the,
question,
sir, that question, that print function part, that why it is given, or what is the function of.
Might be too early to discuss that actually.
Okay. Okay, sir. No
There are questions. I know it for a fact that in week 2 or from 3, I think not week 3. Week 3 onward, there are n number of questions where you will have to use that empty print statement. That's what you are saying, right? Print statement inside not actually printing it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I got
That's what I have not encountered yet. That's why I got it.
I know. I mean, that's the very obvious solution you will find on internet. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
yeah, I know. So that's fine. That's something, I mean, as I said, it's a bit early to discuss that, but definitely as part of our curriculum itself, we'll definitely will be discussing that, because there are some questions which will involve that kind of solution. Okay.
Yes,
For this particular question, is just when it's specifically mentioned, right? You just have to bring this, right? It's not like even length is not variable. It's just 5, right? It's 5 stars. So just print 1 star.
You can directly print.
Exactly. So that's all we are expecting now. That is something we definitely discuss.
No, sir, I was just knowing that concept. No, that's why I was just wondering that if I can able to do it, or if I can able to.
See, inherently, by default, whenever we do print statement, right?
Yes, sir.
Print statement always includes next line.
Okay.
So after print statement, by default, the cursor is there, right? It goes to new line.
Okay.
That's why that empty print statement is actually not printing anything, but it moves cursor to next line. That's what that empty print statement is doing. It may not be printing, but as I said, every print statement do actually 2 things. It prints whatever you are trying to print, and then it brings the cursor to the new line at the beginning of new line. So if you are not actually printing anything, then it is doing only one thing: bringing cursor to new line at the beginning of new line. That's what is happening. That's why that empty print is there.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So thank you so much.
Yeah. Sure. Thank you.
So sometimes this little doubts, difference make difference too much. So that's why I thought that I should.
Yeah. So Soumyat Sauhadra, I'm not sure whether I'm pronouncing it right, but yeah, just now posted the GRPS 6, right? I have already given enough hints about GRPS 6. Please watch the lecture, this particular session from the beginning. It's live streamed on YouTube. You can go back and check. Okay, I've given enough hints at the very beginning of the session. My cat is troubling. Okay, yeah.
Sir, one thing, if I can ask, sir, /n also does the same thing, no?
Yes, correct. So that's what I'm saying. The part that empty print statement, right, internally has that /n as part of it. I mean, there is some actually the thing is, print statement has 2 parameters inside, okay, which we will study, something called as end and separate. I don't know whether you have seen that, but that one.
I have seen that, sir. End.
If you have looked online, then you might have seen that.
Yes,
so,
sir. Yes,
so
sir.
one of those parameters default value is /n.
Okay.
That is why when you print, use print empty print, it uses that default value and goes to new. So it actually /n which takes you to new line, not print. It's of course it's /n only which will take you to new line. But as I said, print, one of the parameters default value is /n. So that's again
Yes,
I
sir.
have
Yes.
covered in one of my videos. So one of my lecture will have this slash n and those two parameters again.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Sir, maybe that will be in the upcoming week, so I have not.
Yeah, definitely. It is there in upcoming weeks. I know it for sure because I only have recorded it. So that much I remember. I cannot tell you exactly lecture number and week number because that I can't remember. But it's there sure because
Sir, hello.
Yeah.
Sir, this exam will conducted from our home.
Which one? The programming exam.
Yes.
Yes, the programming exam will be conducted. You have. But
Sir, you are not audible. Hello.
Let me save some bandwidth.
Yes, sir. There is some net issue or something.
Is it still bad?
Actually, I have net issue.
Oh, you have net issue.
Because
Then
my
I
home
can't.
is in hilly area.
Okay. See, Muskan, now am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there are 4 exams, right, happening for Python. Right? The first one, the quiz one is on 16th of October. For that exam, you have to go to center. Okay?
Okay, for means quiz 1.
Yeah, quiz 1. For quiz 1, you have to go to center, which is on 16th of October. Okay?
Okay.
Then next exam is on 6th of November. Maybe you note it down. It's already there in the grading document, but maybe you can note it down immediately right now. On 6th November, there is another exam, which is Proctored programming exam, the OPP as we call it, right? That exam you have to give from your home.
Okay. And the in term?
In term, again, you have to go to center. There is one more exam before that, which is on 27th of November. That is again online Proctored programming exam, that OPP2. There will be 2 OPPs. Okay. One is on 6th of November and second is on 27th of November. These 2 exams you have to give from your home. Okay. Home or whichever place you like. You don't have to go to any specific center. Whichever place you are comfortable, just sit there and you have to give exam from there.
No,
But
we
quiz
have to
one,
go. We have to go far away from this area. There is no center here.
Yeah. So quiz 1 and interim only, for that you have to go to center. Out of 4 exams, 2 exams you will go give from home and 2 exams you have to go to center. So center you have to go only twice. Okay, that is 16th October and 11th December. Only on these 2 days you have to go to exam center. Remaining 2 exams you can give from your home. But make sure your internet connection is good. Okay, so if you are facing some internet issue at your respective home, then maybe you find maybe a friend's place or relative's place and go there, because internet will be very important for those 2 exams which you are supposed to give from your home. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, anything else? It's already
Sir,
said.
as you were discussing about examination, so can I ask a question related to that?
Yeah, sure.
Sir,
By the way,
so,
guys, this time, I mean, this is the first session, that's why I am extending it so much. The session was 4 to 6, it's already 7:15. It will not happen every time. It's the first session, that's why I'm not closing it on time. But yes, continue.
Sir?
Yes,
hello?
Yeah, Ayush. Yes, Muskan, hold on for a minute. Let him finish.
Sir, so as you were discussing about OPP1, so syllabus were not mentioned. So OPP1 syllabus will be like quiz 1 or quiz 2 or what? It was not mentioned clearly. So if you can tell.
Okay, sure. quiz one is happening on 16th of October, right? Okay. Quiz one syllabus. I think as far as I know, quiz one syllabus. So OPP syllabus you are asking, right?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
OPP one syllabus. I think
Yes,
it's for 6 weeks.
Sir, it
Right?
was
Six
7.
weeks.
Sir, it was
6
7
weeks.
weeks. Sir, it was 7 weeks last time, sir.
7 weeks. See, 7 weeks. 7th week is actually refresher week. So no new content is there in 7th week. So you consider 6 or 7. The content is still same. 7th week is a refresher week where we just have some assignment questions, but no new content is there in week 7. So yeah, week 7.
Okay. So up to week 7. Right,
Up to
sir?
week 7. Yes, 1 to 7.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Yes. Thanks, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Sure. Yeah, somebody already posted that 1 to 8. No, OPP1 is not 1 to 8. It is 1 to 7. 8 will not be there for OPP1.
It will be 1 to 7, and 7 is refresher, so we can think like 1 to 6.
Consider as 1 to 6. Yes, correct. Anyway, I mean, see, officially, anyway, we'll announce all these things, right? So don't worry about it. Yeah.
No, we were discussing that, so I asked just like that.
Yeah, sure. Okay, then, shall we close?
Yes, sir. Thanks, sir. It was beautiful session.
Yeah, thank
you
you.
so much.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, sir. Good night.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello. हेलो कोई नहीं है हेलो 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 भाई लोग हेलो। मैं गलत मीटिंग का लिंक दे दिया क्या? हेलो अनूप पद्मा कुमार श्रुति कदम वीर रेशम। हेलो सारे लोग सो रहे हो? हेलो हेलो अभी भी खत्म हुआ क्या? हेलो 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 मीटिंग ओवर। हमारा क्वालिटी काफी बेकार है।